Hey everyone, you're listening to the official podcast of 4PlayerNetwork.com. Check us out at that address for everything you need to know about our community, monthly giveaways, and nightly live streams. You can even support us on Patreon at patreon.com/4Player. And last but not least, you can catch the live recordings of these podcasts every single Thursday night on our Twitch channel. We hope to see you there. Enjoy.
Come again,
Fuck you!
I made an overlay for
Start the show!
Actually, can I go ahead and use that as the intro to the show? No, Chris Davis, you're ruining everything. That could have been the intro.
No, we're starting without him. 3-player podcast. Go.
It's downstairs, Chris Davis. Bye. All right. So
You know
anyway,
what? Fuck
now
it.
that he's gone.
Hey everyone, welcome to 3-Player Podcast. This is episode 543. My name is Nick Henderson. I'm joined this evening by Christopher Guthridge.
Hello.
And Nolan Hedstrom.
How's it going, everybody?
And that's it.
And that is it.
Nobody else.
Nobody else is here. So nice. Anyways, 4-Player Podcast. This is the official podcast of 4PlayerNetwork.com. We're here to talk about video games as we do every Thursday night. This is the week week right before
The storm.
the storm. What is going on out there?
He came to get me. He was worried about me.
Chris Davis, please don't talk when you're 40 feet away from the mics.
Oh.
We have
sounds
started the show.
Okay.
Anyways, there's a couple things I want to mention before we get too deep into this. If you're watching us live, tomorrow night, which is Friday night,
Yep.
Nolan and myself will be streaming A Way Out. That's the Fuck the Oscars game, you know? From the guys that made Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. It's looking like it's getting pretty good reviews, and it's a couch co-op game. So Nolan and myself will be sitting on the couch right here
Excited.
playing that game from start to finish. We're going to get started at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, on Sunday night, starting at about 7 p.m., I am going to do my goddamnedest to do a Sea of Thieves stream with the community, and it seems maybe Crispy.
Maybe.
We'll
see.
Did Crispy know
He's
about
a
this?
wild card. You never know when he'll show up.
You know, you could lock him in. You can lock him in the brig of the ship, and then you can get drunk and just barf all over him repeatedly.
Oh my God.
forever.
Wait, but then when
I
would
want to play this game.
When would he play the game then?
Yeah,
That is the game.
That is the
That
game.
the game is lock your friend in the brig and
I
barf all
thought you were
over.
just talking about real life.
forever.
I mean,
Or just lock him in the brig and just fuck up your ship and let it sink.
it's a very accurate.
that sounds like
pirate
murder is
simulation.
actually... That's what that
Just a
sounds like.
Sea of murder.
Murder with more steps.
So yeah, join us Sunday night for that. Should be an interesting time. And then we also have Ni no Kuni 2 coming out, and Far Cry 5, and I'm sure a couple other things that might be played by a couple of us before the next recording. So next week's going to be a hell of a show. I'm doing a really bad job of selling the show that you're listening to right now. I realize.
Why do you got to sell it? They're already listening to it.
I mean, they might be like, fuck, why am I listening to this episode? Next week sounds like it's going to be so much better.
Because they don't know what's in store for them today.
Yeah, you're
Because
gonna,
we're going to set up a really obscure inside joke this week that'll pay off next week. So if you only listen to next week's show,
and you have to listen to the entire episode to figure out what that
you're
that
not
setup
going to
is.
know what it is.
We're going to pepper in a word every 38 minutes.
I hope someone in this room is going to be keeping track of that, because I know I'm not.
There we go.
I don't have the strength to do it. Also, they may be interested in the game that's in the banner.
Oh, yes. Nolan.
I mean, honestly, if they're listening to the podcast, I don't think they can see what game's in the banner.
It's true. For those listening at home, there are lots of breasts on the overlay this week, because Nolan, of course, played Senran Kagura, Peach Beach Splash.
Mm-hmm.
He played that, but you're the one who made the banner and shows that image.
That is true. Yes, because we all know what sells, and honestly, that is probably the most fascinating game we're going to talk about in the impression segment this week.
Fascinating.
So, yes, I made the choice of putting that in the banner. You're welcome. But before we do that, of course, I'm going to start the show off as I always do by reading feedback from our last episode. Of course, if there's anything that we talk about on tonight's show that you would like to chime in on, leave your opinion on, please leave us a comment at 4playernetwork.com on the post for this episode, and we will get around to reading it next week. Of course, doing that also enters you in the monthly drawing we do here at the site, where we basically give away a free game every single month. All you have to do to enter your name is leave some feedback for an episode, or retweet the podcast when we post it every week. Basically, help us get involved or help us spread the word on the show. So, our first comment this week comes from Nexus. He says, "Hey guys, I finally decided to drop my first comment. I'm based down under in Melbourne, Australia, by the way. Cool. By the way, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Those of you who have started letting us know where you're from, it's always cool to know a little bit more about our viewers." He says, "I can probably count the number of times I've been in a Toys R Us with one hand in my lifetime, but I still clearly remember my one and only purchase, a Pokemon trading card starter deck. I was 7 or 8 at the time, and the card game was all the rage at the time in Malaysia, where I grew up."
Well, you know what? It was all the rage here too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
And
that
some.
that seems pretty universal. It's funny because everyone, last week when we were talking about Toys R Us closing down, it's everyone was reminiscing and everybody was just talking about Pokemon cards.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that was...
I don't think I ever got
big
Pokemon
thing.
cards there.
My
Maybe I
brother
did.
was into it, but I just wasn't.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
I liked Pokemon cards. I have a bunch.
I mean, even if you didn't play the trading card game, Pokemon was,
Pokemon.
in general, a pretty big deal for about 5 to 10 years there.
You know what? I would be willing to bet that I bought an actual Pokemon game, like the cartridge for the Game Boy at
I
Toys
did.
R Us.
My first Game Boy I ever bought was from Toys R Us. It was the purple one, the purple translucent one. And I got Pokemon Yellow.
Nice. That was my first one, too.
My first
I got
one,
blue.
Mine was blue as well.
That was the only one I ever played, though.
That was the only one you stopped at blue.
Yes, because all the other games have been fucking derivative.
But when it came out, you were too young. You didn't know that. You didn't
Chris
even know
Davis
the
is
word
an
derivative meant when that came out. I'm betting.
Fairly certain.
You're
Chris
I don't
Davis-
know.
He's like
I was pretty good at
6
spelling.
years
Fairly-
old looking at silver and gold going, isn't this a bit derivative?
I'm fairly certain Chris Davis was born with
It's
a
just the
401k.
same fucking thing over and over again.
Yeah, but better.
Only
And
slightly
that
better
thing
looking.
was pretty good.
I didn't get jaded about Pokemon until at least Ruby or Sapphire.
You know
I
what really,
got jaded about life when I hit 12, okay?
you know what really bummed me out about Pokemon Red and Blue back in the day? I love blue. Blue's my favorite color.
Oh, it's my favorite
I don't
color,
really
too.
like red that much, so obviously I went with blue. Okay.
Yeah.
That was my
But
logic as well. Yeah.
in the Safari Zone, the blue version, you could only get Pinsir, whereas on red, you could get Scyther.
And Scyther.
And Scyther's so much cooler than
100%.
Pinsir.
You know,
So
I may still
fucking
have
stupid.
my cartridge.
I think you had to make sacrifices like that with almost every entry in the game.
I know.
Anyways, I'm sorry. We're getting sidetracked about Pokemon, but thank you for your comment on Toys R Us. It seems like Toys R Us just seems to inspire lots of Pokemon nostalgia on this couch, at least. Gonzo Lude says, Chris Davis playing 100 hours of Metal Gear Survive made me laugh so hard I nearly busted an artery.
114 hours now.
Oh.
But then when he said, "What else is there to play?" I nearly lost my shit. For now on, whenever Chris says he wished he had some more time to finish games, always remember his 100 hours spent on Metal Gear Survive.
And that's before you consider his 700 hours spent on The Division.
I haven't hit 700.
Okay,
Okay.
It's a matter of time.
You know,
Wait, what are you actually?
quite
what
literally
what
it's a
is
matter
the
of time.
neighborhood you're in right now on that?
Like 680
That is-
something.
that is
Round up,
700.
bitch.
No, what is that in days? What is 680
Divide
hours in
that-
days?
Someone do the. It's at least.
Hours to days.
It's like 5 weeks, I think.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Over the course of 2 years.
Doesn't
Jesus
matter.
Christ. I don't even.
Wait, what'd you say? 680?
Something like that.
Divided by
That
two.
is a fucking month. That's 28 days.
That's a
That's
February.
28 days.
That's a February of the Division.
I mean, I won't lie. There have been
That's a
weekends
12th
to where
of a
I
year.
will start playing and I'll play for 8 hours straight.
That is not.
Chris
Okay.
Davis devoted an entire February of his life to the Division.
Whatever. Look at people that are playing fucking WoW. Okay, don't
Okay.
give me shit.
Okay. So let's assume you live to be 70 years old. Okay.
Assume.
Well, I mean, maybe you'll die before, maybe you'll die after, but let's just round it off.
Wow,
to
So
this,
say-
what,
this
let's
just got
say
really
70.
dark.
That's
Okay.
like
Let's
4
say
more
70
years.
years old, okay? A month of your life at 70 years old would be 1/840th of your life
Okay.
devoted to the Division.
So
What?
A man only has so
devote
much
to
time
having fun.
to the
Why
same
can't I
game.
have fun?
To the same game.
So
That
again,
isn't-
there
it's
are
not even
so
like-
many other
It's
games
not even
out
600.
there.
It's not 670 hours of content. It's like 60 hours of content that you fuck to death like 10 times. That's crazy.
Having fun with friends.
I know. No, you're right. You're right. That's true. That makes all the
I
difference.
mean, how many?
actually.
Ask yourself in a year, like, how much time have you devoted to Overwatch?
I can look it up, and it's like 60 hours.
Oh, really?
I swear to God, I don't play Overwatch that much. I talk about it a lot, and I play it here and there.
Crispy,
but
that's
I'm
not even 3 days.
I am not, like, I'm still on my first star of Prestige. I'm at, like, level 65 with 1 star.
It was funny.
And that is from launch. That's from day one.
Okay.
I was talking with
We
some
keep getting
coworkers.
sidetracked.
And like, there's a group of my coworkers that I kind of chill with, the younger crowd, not like the people in their like 50s. And we're talking about games because one of them plays games, Naraj. And we were talking about
You always
games.
bring up
That's like the third or
Naraj. It's
fourth time
always
you like called out
Naraj.
Naraj on this show.
And so
Does
we
he know this is happening?
maybe. And so we were talking about games or something, and he was like, "Oh, how long did you play it?" And I was talking about Horizon, and I was like, "I didn't get very far into it. I only spent maybe like 25, 30 hours." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And one of the other coworkers was like, "What? That's so long." And I was like,
What? Nah.
"Video games are a lot
Bro,
different
do
than I
you
think
even know?
than you know."
Also, someone in chat I think is trying to call me out. Riceball says, "How many hours has someone spent rewatching TV shows they've already seen?"
Oh,
Good point.
That is a good point.
Okay, how many episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
There's 7 seasons, and each season is about 22 episodes, 23
Okay,
episodes.
so
Each one averaging about 42 minutes. Why are we doing this?
154 episodes
Because we got
times 22 minutes per equals...
No, 42
No, 42.
minutes.
40.
They're
Oh, equals
hour-long
42
episodes.
minutes. Oh.
I'm guessing. That's on average.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 7 seasons by 22 episodes times 42 minutes equals 6,468 minutes.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, that can't be right. we're talking about minutes.
Wait, but how many times has he rewatched Dexter?
Yeah, we're not counting full watch throughs
You know, I've probably rewatched Dexter from start to finish.
6,468. So 6,468. That's 107 hours. You would have to watch
Buffy.
the entirety of Buffy 7 times to even get in
how
the
To be
many
ballpark
fair,
times have
of
to
you
be
watching.
watched
fair,
it?
to be fair, in my lifetime, I have probably done that exact thing
You really
3 or
think-
4 times.
You really think? Okay, you've watched it 3 or 4 times.
in
What
my
about
life,
Smallville?
That's a lot to watch any 7-season TV show 3 or 4 times straight through the whole way. That's a lot, and that's still only half as much time as Chris Davis has put into the division.
You know what? Let's not talk about Jason Bourne or Dexter. Let's just move. Let's just move right
about-
along.
what about
Nothing to
Smallville?
see here. What?
What about Smallville?
I've only watched that show once, fucker.
Once? Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you
once.
sure?
Yes.
I think at least twice.
No, only seen that show once. I promise.
Okay.
Can I just say that
No.
I haven't played Metal Gear Survive in 4 days?
That's what do you have Jonesin? Like what? What?
No, I've decided to stop
Dude,
playing.
I mean,
Do you want your
know,
4-day chip? Like
there's
what's
always-
going on?
yeah,
There's always-
sure, sure.
Chris Davis, there's always someone else who's like in worse than you are. And Big Wazoo said that he spent something like 126 days playing RuneScape, which is insane.
Wait, did the runes ever escape?
I think it was a landscape of runes.
I mean, for perspective, you were at like 28 days. 28 days versus
Yeah.
100 and...
Hey, Brad just spent over 100 hours playing Monster Hunter in a fairly short amount of time, I think.
Wait, where's Ed at? How many hours does he have in WoW?
Yeah, but didn't he also like just keep the thing running?
While you
a
look
lot?
that up, we need to move on to the next comment. This is good. Wow, so many tangents in this during the feedback this week. What's going on?
That's true. I mean, he has had since 4th grade to accumulate that time.
What is
You've
go-
only had 2 years.
I'm not doing anything.
What is going on with the mouse?
Oh, jeez, I wonder.
Clearly, you're doing something.
Fourth Horseman says, really enjoyed Crispy going over the games Carlos got him to play. Maybe want to pick up Save the Date and Dead End Road. He should definitely do more of these. I guess more of these streams.
I would like to.
That's
As
a
for
scary proposition.
wait, having Carlos curate your games?
Yes.
It's turned out pretty well the first time. As for Toys R Us and Pokemon,
He's got all the best James.
They are actually what introduced me to the pocket monsters. I've never seen someone actually call Pokemon the pocket monsters.
What? That's not true.
I mean, that's.
I know what it's. I know, but like I've never seen anyone actually call it that.
It was just a flourish of style.
Toys R Us sent out a VHS promotional tape
Jesus.
detailing the phenomenon in Japan and explaining it was coming stateside. Showed clips of the show that hadn't aired yet, parts of the Game Boy games, and more. I was instantly sold. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. I didn't know they did shit like that.
I remember getting in the mail a promotional tape for Star Fox 64.
Jesus Christ, they did that shit?
It was like a 15-minute video. They were showing gameplay, and they were promoting the shit out of the Rumble Pack.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. That reminds me of like getting demo discs and whatnot when I was younger.
I think they did that for Donkey Kong Country as well.
That wouldn't surprise me.
That's what I remember.
Speaking of Toys R Us, like I went into Toys when I had this very vivid image in my mind of the Toys R Us, my local Toys R Us, the same one you went to, Chris Davis, when I was growing up, and I remember it being kind of a magical place. And then recently I went back into it, and it's like,
no,
what the fuck?
Nick, we had this conversation last week.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
There's like
We
an
did.
aisle and a half devoted to like strollers and
We
shit.
had that.
Yeah.
Talked
I
about
got
that
that
last week.
beat. I was in a Toys R Us yesterday,
Are you waiting
and
for that?
it was grim. It was really grim. It was just like a bunch of dudes who look like me with beards just trolling the aisles for Star Wars toys.
But trying to get
Good deals
trying to
on
get
drones.
the sales. On you say drugs?
Yeah.
On drugs?
Drones.
Oh, okay.
They sell drones there.
I've been told the sales
But
start
today-
tomorrow.
No, today was the beginning of
Today
the
was the day?
liquidation sale. The 22nd.
Man, I had someone at work ask me if he thinks that he can get a cheap Switch at Toys R Us during the liquidation sale. And I was
No.
like, I don't think so.
Only if you
I'm
bring
sure
a knife.
plenty of people are going to go and pay full price for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir Thomas Thipple says, I remember when I was a wee lad, 6 years old, I think. I went to a Toys R Us with my grandpa and brother. They went and looked at bikes while I wandered into the gaming aisle. They had an N64 plugged in with Super Smash Brothers. Never heard of it. Saw you could play as Pikachu. Lost my shit. Picked the Pokemon stage. Lost my shit even more. I must have stood there and played that thing for like 20 minutes. Needless to say, that game was on the Christmas list later that year.
Nice.
These nostalgic kinds of
Dude,
stories.
I remember
love them.
fucking playing GameCube at McDonald's.
What?
The McDonald's near me had like a bunch of
Yeah, they had
kiosks
that-
with GameCubes.
Yeah.
And then they worked for about
And it
2
was like-
years.
like-
and then for the next 10 years, they never worked.
They always had like Donkey Kong 64 on
And,
them
like,
or
Wave
something.
Racer or something like that.
But, yeah, but the controllers would be broken within like 3 months.
Yep.
Damn, and they just never replace them.
Nope.
Well, those
No.
controllers
My
were
my
shit.
retail, my nostalgic retail memory is actually playing two things, both in Walmart of all places. I remember playing the demo for Turok 2 before it came out at Walmart, and that was just fucking fantastic. I was so excited. I can't believe they actually demoed that because that was super, super gory. And I remember playing Tomb Raider 2. Which one had the tiger? I remember there being a demo with a cave and a tiger pretty vividly, but I can't remember which Tomb Raider that was. Maybe someone in chat knows. I kind of miss those days.
You could text Brad and he could tell you.
Yeah, he probably would. I'll figure it out later, but yeah, I like these kinds of stories. All right, scroll down just a little bit more. Why is it doing that?
do
That's
that.
weird.
Let me see it, Chris Davis. You fucked it up.
You broke the mouse. All right, Necro. Can I read it? Just hold it there.
No, it's fine. I fixed it.
Necro Techno says it should be called Prey 2 TOO on the nose. I guess we were talking about the Prey sequel that's probably never going to happen last week. Zerby says Toys R Bust was a terrible story. Man, taking the
Rough, man. Come on.
taking the other approach. Lego sets were always $10 more than everywhere else, and they were inconsistent on release dates for products, even if sometimes they did release it early. The stories I heard from employees when I got older further cemented that it wasn't a great place. Finally, I'll point out that for 20 plus years, there was only one store in my location.
Yeah, Zerby, why do you think they went out of business?
Yeah.
Well,
They got loaded up with a fuck ton of debt for buying the company.
they got predatory capitalist practices is why they're going out of business.
But I mean,
it-
the thing about going to a Toys R Us was like seeing the fucking variety that was there.
Yeah. There was a point in my life where Toys R Us felt magical. It doesn't really.
I wonder
feel magical
if,
anymore.
I wonder how old Zerby is. I wonder if maybe Zerby's like under
He did say
26 or something.
He did say for 20 plus years, which
He's probably 21.
So
Sure.
he's probably 21.
I would be curious to know. But yeah, a lot of interesting stories and thoughts on the Toys R Us news. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. I guess place kind of sucked lately. But
Maybe we can pray to,
you know, I think
Elon
people
Musk.
have better memories of Toys R Us than it actually was.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think you just remember
absolutely.
being a child and be like, "This is magical." I'm sure our parents were like, "God damn."
It's like,
this
so what are you
fucking
talking
sucks."
about? When I took you to Toys R Us and you were a kid, that place was always a shit.
It was
Oh,
a
my
different world, you guys.
And we were so young.
It was pre 9/11.
Is that what did it?
9/11 changed everything.
I mean,
Including Toys R Us?
everything. Nick.
9/11 changed
Everything.
everything.
I mean, Toys R Us, the buildings weren't made out of steel beams.
All right, thanks everybody for your feedback.
Okay.
For your feedback this week. Like I said, if you want to chime in on anything we talk about tonight, leave us a comment at 4playernetwork.com on the post for this episode. All right. Fucking video games. Nolan, hit us up with that Senran Kagura.
I like how you cut this girl's head off to fit these in.
Huge
Oh, you
ass
noticed
anime
that?
I
titties.
noticed that.
I only have so much room to fit images on
Also,
our
looks like
overlays.
there's another girl with her head cut off, like over.
Oh yeah, there was
There's-
like 2 or
there's-
3 people up
I
there
can't-
that
The
whose-
orange
I'm
one's
just
cut off
pointing at
too.
Her boobs. I can't. There, like over in that direction.
This was a marketing choice, guys. I made this. I chose this artwork for the overlay for marketing purposes, and I had to prioritize. Right?
Sure you
Sure. So anyway,
Oh God.
Jesus Christ! What is she
Senran
wearing?
Kagura,
What is
Peach-
it in her mouth?
Peach Beach Splash.
What is that?
It's a fucking
It's a sushi roll. You know how Nolan is with sushi rolls.
It's his MO.
It is my modus operandi.
It just looks like a long black cylinder.
It'll
What-
get there, Nick. It'll get there.
I don't understand.
So anyway,
You're a big fan of Senran Kagura.
I have played Senran
Tremendous
Kagura
fan.
games.
You're a big fan.
Oh, God.
So anyway, I have played Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus and
Yes.
Senran Kagura Estival Versus. This is the third Senran Kagura game I have played. This is Peach Beach Splash. I briefly mentioned it last week in that it is... what's up, Crispy?
Nothing.
It took me a minute to realize you were in the footage that we're watching. You're in the character creator.
No, this is the dressing room / showers.
Is that what they call character creation?
It's not character creation. It's dressing room. You change their outfits.
It's
and
the characters
hairstyle
from the
and-
show.
The show? What show?
There's a show?
It's a show.
There's a show?
It's an anime and a manga.
Really? I didn't know that.
It is a thing,
Um,
evidently.
This is grotesque.
So anyway,
No.
she's hungry.
Damn it.
So anyway,
This is like 15 minutes of footage of
Boy.
just seeing how many sushi rolls you can fit in this girl's mouth.
no. The answer is 8. There's clearly a max, but I only put in 6 because I'm on a time limit. So anyway,
Horrifying. Wait, can you actually run around the world with that
Yeah.
sticking off of your face?
Yes,
yeah. Didn't I tell you to start the footage later than this, Gustavus?
I thought I did.
I said 8 minutes.
Dude,
didn't
8
say-
minutes?
I'm
sorry.
How long did you
Maybe-
spend in this?
That is it.
Okay, maybe jump forward another minute or two, just so we can get to the good stuff.
The good
Wait,
stuff.
this is the good stuff?
Just the slider, Chris Davis. Use the fucking slider.
What do you find
There you
good
go.
about this?
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So anyway, so this game is a little bit different from those, and it's actually one of the reasons I don't like it as much. So in the previous, you need to press play, Chris Davis.
Is there like a basic premise you could
Yes.
just throw out there?
So simply put, the world is it's either heating up or cooling down. I can't remember which.
Global warming, it's both.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna guess heating up.
And so the girls from the different shinobi schools have to take part in the Peach Beach Splash, or AKA PBS, in order to cool off
to save the world.
I don't remember.
To heat it up,
Yeah.
but it's already heating up.
Yes. And so there actually is a plot to this game in which, I think even in this footage,
I'm sorry, it just keeps cutting back to you with the fucking sushi rolls.
I think even in this footage, I actually get to a
You
part.
can't even see her face.
That's all that matters, Nick. That's the last thing that matters, honestly. And so, wait. So I don't know if anybody knows. Toast, is Toast around? Toast always knows what's up in Senran Kagura games. So anyway, so all of the different schools
I choose her.
have been sent. You're about to, Nick. Have been sent letters that they need to participate in the Peach Beach Splash, and they are all on board.
It's mandatory participation.
Yes.
Grab your bikini and your sushi rolls.
Yes. And so like Chris Davis was saying, yeah, I think I do remember this being an anime, and so all these characters actually play big parts in it, and they all have personalities, and they all have like opinions and stuff like that. And so like during like cutscenes, which you're about to see one, so I'm playing this school. I forget what the school was, Gessen or something like that. And so during the cutscenes, they will talk about what's going on in the game, what's going on in the world. Oh, we have to do this, blah blah blah, whatever. And so then you get to the gameplay. And that's honestly where one of my problems with this game is. In the other Senran Kagura games, there was kind of like almost a story to every level. Like, oh, guys, we got to do this. And so they would try to do that. Oh, we have to fight off these enemies to get to some area to help someone to stop something, whatever. And so in this, there doesn't really seem to happen. It's just like, oh, we're taking part in the PBS, which is like it's like being broadcasted on some TV show or something, and so now it's time to fight these guys, and that's it. But I don't know, I don't know where it's going.
Are you gonna find out? I like River's comment. He's like, I like the character with the small titties, and then she powers up and she has the biggest titties.
Is that
really a thing?
I don't know. Maybe
is that a thing that happens?
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Holy shit.
But anyway, and so so you're about to get into the gameplay, and don't get me wrong, the gameplay is actually kind of cool. So the whole concept is they all have water guns and blah blah blah, whatever. They're all different, and they're like super soakers. So of course, when she goes to fill it, she starts fucking doing this shit,
stroking it.
Yes.
Yeah,
suggestively.
Gotta pump it.
Yeah. So this one has a bazooka.
How is this helping the Earth?
I don't know.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You get pretty furious.
She's that looked painful.
Yeah.
This is Splatoon with boobs, isn't it?
It looks it does kind of look.
No,
like
so
Splatoon.
yeah, and so that's one of the things I was talking about when I was casting it the other day. It is very much Splatoon with boobs, except for you're not painting the ground. You're just trying to get other girls wet. And so that's the whole point of it. So like right now, this is pretty much it though so far. Like it's just me and like my team running around and like shooting enemies when they show up, and then they die, and then more enemies show up, and then they die, and then the level ends. And like
this is like totally different than Senran Kagura, the last.
Completely,
Senran Kagura.
this is completely different. That's what I was saying. In the other Senran Kagura games, it was usually they dropped you in a linear level. You fought a bunch of guys. You moved on to the next section. You fought more guys. You moved on to the next section. You fought a boss, and then that was it. And I honestly like that. Like that was actually a lot more like in depth than this. Like it was more action packed. There were always more enemies. You were constantly fighting like 40 people at a time. And like the move sets felt cool. Unlocking new moves felt cool. This, like, I don't know. So, Crispy, it is a card game. Taking a step backwards, I just remembered. You can see on right here under my hand.
Yeah.
These are some cards I currently have equipped. I can use them. That will give me power-ups. They'll give me boosts. They'll do stuff like that.
So like
switch weapons.
Yeah.
At the end of every match, you unlock a new set of like booster cards. You rip open the package and the cards come out, and so you can like assign the cards.
Are there ladies in the cards?
There are some ladies on the cards. Some of the cards are weapons. Some of the cards are like items and stuff like that. So yeah, Roland, it is. You can see it's like Drawn to Death, but not in a multiplayer. But there is multiplayer of this game, which I tried to get into for like 20 minutes the other night. Either no one's playing or their servers are bad. I'm leaning towards probably no one's playing this game.
Well, like a combination of both.
Seems like this should be a multiplayer game.
No, and
That should be the
And so I wanted
main
to.
focus.
I wanted to get in it. I wanted to play the multiplayer. I wanted to play with other people because that seems like it'd be more fun than just me fighting AI characters. And so the main reason, I guess, I would say I wanted to get into the multiplayer was because the outfits I had chosen. So I had decided to take this extremely lewd and not safe for work game and make it extremely safe for work. And I wish I had some footage of it. And I
So
don't
I'm about to
have
say
it
the
right
footage
now.
we're watching is not.
Oh,
what
no,
you're talking
it's not
about.
that. So in the game, as y'all saw when I was in the dressing room, there are you can manipulate items. So, like in this case, the sushi rolls, I position them in a certain place. I elongated them. You can make them wider. You can make them. You can change every X, Y, and Z axis of it. And you can make it whatever size you want.
I'm so confused by this concept of the sushi rolls.
That's fine. Don't worry, Nick. You'll know when you're older. And so. What I decided to do was one of the things that you can equip to a character is a flag. And it's like a traditional one of those like Japanese flags that has like the stake that goes up and up to the side, and it's like a banner. So it's like a long banner. And so what I decided to do was put a banner in front of them and on a side, on the other side, and on the back.
So they're just like...
So it's like a box.
They're just like a box running around?
So for multiple matches when I was casting the other day, they were just a bunch of boxes like running around. Completely safe for work. No boobies bouncing around, no nudity.
Oh, they were bouncing, but you just couldn't see them.
Exactly.
Well, your character wasn't, but...
Well, I mean, even the enemies you fight aren't that, like, risque, so you can't even, like, see them half the time. And some of them are, like, robots and shit. And so I really wanted to get into a multiplayer match dressed like that. But I couldn't fucking get them started. So I'm sorry I don't have any footage of that tonight.
It's a very mature approach.
Yeah,
Nolan.
no, totally. That makes the game safe for work. Every cutscene.
Were you playing this at work?
Every cutscene, there's just like a fucking boxes.
Did you go into your break room at work and play this?
Oh, totes, totally. But yeah, I don't know. So like I said, I'm not feeling this game. I much more enjoyed Shinobi versus and Estival versus, and I guess since they're versus game, maybe they're like that. And maybe it's just because I haven't played this enough. I don't know if anybody's out there who's played it. Chai, you like this game, right? That seems right up your alley. This girl, personality-wise, she likes to be. She's a masochist, sadist. Which one likes to get punished?
I think that's
masochist.
Masochist.
Yes.
That is a masochist. Sadicist likes
to do the punishment. Yeah. So she's a masochist.
How do you guys not know this?
She likes to, and that's what's going on in this cutscene. Is like one of them's like pinching the other one and stuff like that. Yeah. And so anyway, they all do have their own personalities and stuff, and I almost like cared more in the other games. I thought the other games had better like actual stories. And I can't remember if it was Shinobi or Estival that like every character you got to learn about their past, like how they grew up, how they became a ninja, all this stuff, and like why they're doing what they're doing. Whereas in this, it's like, haha, squirt me with water. And no, seriously, that happens.
The writing's taken a bit of a step down.
Yeah, and that just like. That honestly, I like the cutscenes in the other games, like because they were actually interesting. Whereas this, like, I'm almost like
maybe that depth
like
is there.
I swear to God, I feel like my eyes are gonna roll out of my head.
Maybe you just need to like push through, and eventually you'll find that depth.
Yeah, how many hours have you put into this?
I don't know. Check my Steam. Maybe like 3.
I mean, maybe if you.
You know what I do like? I like the
kept with it.
I do like the fact like it's very. Fast paced.
It is extremely fast paced.
And like there's a lot of like verticality and jumping around and like.
But the only problem with that, Nick, is the levels aren't long enough. Every level's like less than 2 minutes. And I honestly feel I wish I was on these levels for like 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like fighting enemies, going over here. I wish the enemies I fought weren't like, oh, you hit them once with your water gun, twice, and they're dead. I wish there were more intense enemies that would show up. And that was what made Estival versus and Shinobi versus so much better, is because when you were in a level, it wasn't just one type of enemy.
Those pool noodles?
Yeah, it's pool noodles.
Yeah, they're hitting you with pool noodles.
This is just good family fun.
Honestly, it is. Some of the stuff's fairly clever. For like a water themed game, like some of the stuff, like some of the ones have like floaties on them and stuff, whatever. But like I feel like in those other games,
that character's bikini is so small that when she kneeled down, it looked like she wasn't wearing anything at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, just pointing that out.
There were enemies that were like giant, like bear type creatures that would fucking just like start attacking you, and like you couldn't one hit kill them. You had to like fight them for a little while, and I liked that. I liked like having to deal with these small grunts while I'm also trying to take care of this giant enemy at the same time, or multiple of that enemy, or different types, flying enemies, ground enemies, stuff like that. And I don't feel like this game has any of that so far.
Well, I'm going to throw out this idea that. This developer, it's their first time doing a third-person shooter. They've made multiple of the brawlers before. Maybe they're trying something new and they're still getting their pacing, and later on those things are in there.
But, I mean, how much support do you think they're going to give this game post-launch? I don't think it's... And, like, I don't know. Is this studio just
people
doomed to make
buy
Senran
sex,
Kagura
Nick.
What
forever?
the fuck?
Wait, who in
Wait,
chat?
what happened?
J52, do you know? Do you know how much the DLC for this game is?
There's probably like $800 worth of DLC for this.
That's don't be ridiculous, Chris Davis.
Well, they had... What was that one game that had, like... I can't remember. There was one game that had, like, thousands of costumes, but they were all, like, ladies, right? What game was that? Was that not Senran?
Oh, there's
talked about it on
there's
this
several
show.
of those.
Yes, Oculus Strip. That had, like,
Oculus Strip?
thousands of costume changes or whatever. Microtransactions. I don't know. I'm still kind of flabbergasted that this genre exists.
Okay, $350. So if you buy all the DLC for this game, $350.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the existing DLC
That seems
too.
affordable. I'll do it. Done.
Hey, I mean,
We'll
I
call it
guess-
an experiment.
People spend a lot of money on like body pillows. And shit,
Fucking
right?
Galgun, Jesus Christ.
But anyway,
a lot.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing this game. Honestly, when I was casting it the other day, I didn't play it my whole stream. I stopped maybe halfway through and switched to Red Dead, Undead Nightmare, not the original game.
Oh, did you finish the original?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I switched. I wasn't feeling. I don't know if it's just because I don't want to say because I'm older. I don't know. Like I started playing this off the feed, and I don't know. I wasn't feeling. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll like enjoy it more when I'm casting it, because then I get to fucking goof around.
Yeah.
With chat and stuff like that. And the conversation I had with chat was maybe it was because all the times I think in the past I played this game I was probably drunk. I was like drinking a lot doing it to make it more. Like, I guess, I don't know. But actually, this is the cutscene I was talking about, where it's like a guy, like a menacing guy. There's actually a plot to this game where there's bad guys and stuff like that. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know if I should get... Chai, you know about this game. You're in chat. Does this game get any better? Should I keep playing this? I mean, does it get, quote, better?
Nolan has officially grown out of Senran Kagura.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
Anyway, that's PBS. Senran
Peach
Kagura,
Beach
Peach
Splash.
Splash. Yeah.
clever
Brought
name.
to you by viewers like you.
That's funny. All right.
I hope. I don't know if you really want to, but Galgun 2 is
Pass.
coming to the US.
Fuck you.
hard pass.
But it's
Alright.
gonna be on Switch, Nick. It's gonna be on Switch.
You
So
say-
hold
okay,
on,
first
hold
of all,
on.
you say that like
Chai is in chat and actually responding to my comments. So Chai, am I wrong in that Estival Versus and Shinobi Versus are actually like decent games, and this one is just? Am I crazy? Like, because Chai was saying no, it blows. Like I
Yeah.
shouldn't keep playing it, and I just didn't know if I was crazy or if it's that's like truly the case. I mean, this game did come out quite a while ago in Japan and on consoles. This is actually the only reason I'm playing it now is because it just came out on PC.
yeah.
And maybe that's also why nobody's playing it, is because it just released on PC, and all the guys who really wanted to fucking play it already got it on consoles.
Is that a thing people do?
Oh, Nick.
Pumping it?
Nick.
I mean, am I just being naive here?
Yes.
People do that?
Are you telling me you've never fucking cranked off to a video game? Not even when you were a teenager, Nicholas?
That's a Patreon question for next week.
Yeah. Well, I'll only answer that if the patrons ask me.
I think
Quick,
that,
patrons,
damn
you still
it.
have time
I
to get
think
it
that
in.
You have
time.
That was enough of an answer right there.
All right.
Okay, so to close out, Chai does mention that, yes, the other games were actually interesting beat-em-ups. There was something to them.
there was some
there
depth
was some
to
quality.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if I'm going to continue playing this. It's not my cup of tea.
them. All right. Fair enough. All right. There's a couple other games we're gonna check in. I know, Chris Davis, you went back to XCOM 2. Right?
Yeah. In fact, I think I'm the only one on the site who's actually played
Nobody here played XCOM 2?
No, you think the
the
DLC.
expansion.
Oh,
He's saying
the
the
expansions.
expansion.
because XCOM 2 War of the Chosen came out on the same day as Mario and Rabbids.
I played War of the Chosen.
You did.
Oh, fuck you, Chris.
How far along did you get?
I don't remember. Probably like 10 hours.
Turns out he wasn't chosen.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
So tell us what's going on with XCOM
Yeah, I did not
2?
play it. What is War of the Chosen?
So War of the Chosen is like Enemy Within for XCOM 1.
Okay.
It's the same campaign. They just add new story elements, new systems, and new things.
Yeah.
So, for example, in this footage, I'm dealing with a new faction, an allied faction in the game. They're called the Scavengers. This guy is one of them. His name is Praetor Mox, and he has several interesting abilities. He has a hook shot that he can use to, like the snakes, the vipers. He can grab an enemy from afar, pull him up, and then slash at him, do a bunch of physical damage.
And that completely relocates them on the map.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
As well as going the opposite way, you can do that as well. But this is the new big thing. This is the Chosen. There are 3 Chosen in the game. They are repeating mini-bosses that have a percentage chance to spawn in every battle.
Oh.
They each have different skills, strengths, and weaknesses. For example, he has the ability to spawn in spectral zombies that, if they get close enough, they can activate a self-destruct and cause a bunch of environmental damage. On the flip side of that, he also has a weakness to physical combat. So if you slash at him in close range combat, he takes a lot more damage than normal.
Gotcha.
That's just one of the things about.
Did XCOM 2 like are these environments like I'll be honest, I didn't play XCOM 2.
So they did add more environments.
So was the snow like kind of environment?
This is not an XCOM 2.
This is a new environment, I believe.
Gotcha.
This is one of the random events which UFOs landed on trying to steal its stuff. There's another new faction in the game called the Sentinels. They have characters that are called Reapers. What they do is they can immediately go back into stealth after being detected, and they have a specialty in long-range combat. So you can use them to sneak around the battlefield even though everybody else has been detected, and lay traps and mines and detonate those without getting caught. One of the abilities you can purchase for a Reaper, for example, allows you to shoot at an enemy, and if you kill it with that shot, you don't get detected. So you can use that repeatedly, potentially. And you can also, additionally, when you're in cover or when you're not detected, you actually move a lot further on the map.
Gotcha.
So that's quite useful. I've only played about 8 hours, I think, so far.
Man, how
Have you done any of the Lost missions yet?
So that's one of the first things they introduced in the game. That's another thing. They add new urban environments, lost cities, and in these cities are creatures called the Lost. They're basically zombies. Great over, and they're pretty easy to kill, but they come in swarms. They'll come in with like 5 or 6 at a time. The cool thing with them is that when you shoot a Lost and you kill it, you get that action refunded to you. So you can repeatedly shoot and kill.
The action that you use to kill them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it lends to more of like a cinematic, like fighting the horde kind of gameplay where you're like bam, 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 like shooting a bunch of zombies at the same time.
Gotcha.
And usually in those missions, you're working through an environment to get to an extraction point. So there's not a lot of like holding up and
you're not holding
taking
the territory.
defensive positions. Yeah.
And in fact,
It's pretty cool. It's a nice change of pace from what. The whole game until those missions was about cover and positioning and moving slow, and then that mission type is built entirely around not having the luxury to do any of that. You know?
And the Lost, they're their own thing. They're not part of Advent, so they will attack the Advent soldiers.
Yeah.
So you can use that to your advantage and have them attack the Advent, and then flank them while they're attacking the Lost.
Yeah.
They've added several new enemies to the game. One is an Advent priest, I believe. I believe that's one of them.
Priest.
He's
I'm
a
assuming
psionic enemy, a human enemy. It's interesting because when you go to kill him, you can't kill him immediately, even though you can potentially knock out all but one life bar.
Yeah.
When you get that fatal shot on him, he goes into a self-sustained stasis mode, in which he doesn't move for a turn, but he doesn't take any damage.
Interesting.
And he can also inflict stasis on your own guys as well.
So he basically gets one freebie, right? If you kill him, he's not really dead.
Yeah, he gets one freebie.
Gotcha.
I think you can potentially kill him if you do it with an environmental kill, not an explosive or or one of your bullets. But yeah, if you like detonate a car, for example, I think that works.
Man, I really wish I had played XCOM 2.
It's pretty good, Nick.
I know. I loved the original XCOM. Or not the original. You know what I mean.
XCOM.
Enemy Unknown.
There you go.
Yeah. I loved Enemy Unknown. It just fucking... I don't play these types of games where it beat me into the ground pretty hard. And then I just never got the confidence back to try XCOM 2 when it came out. But it looks like an improvement over the original.
Like XCOM 2 made
ways.
some really good formula improvements.
Yeah.
Like made Overwatch so much better. Reloads don't take up a turn.
For
example,
they also improved a lot of the different characters and how they interact with each other and enemies. Like, a lot went into it. And don't get me wrong, I think it lost a little bit of charm that the original game had.
One?
Yeah,
but I still really enjoyed it.
Is that just because it felt more derivative? Because it was kind of...
I would say it
more the
became
same?
a lot more serious in nature, a lot more focused. Because it's a scenario in which the aliens took over the world, and you're the resistance fighter.
I don't know. I kind of like that though. I feel like
No, it's interesting.
I feel like the story and like the metagame and everything is a lot more focused, and you have a lot like in the first game. It's like aliens are invading Earth. We need to stop them, and you're just doing all of these different disparate things to try to fight back. And here, like you're kind of jumping from. You're kind of jumping from objective to objective a little. Like, there's a little bit more of a through line, I feel like, with what's going on the resistance side of things. I don't know. Maybe I'm just partial to the whole, groups of small power fighting groups of big power kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the new characters that they added in with this expansion also kind of make it feel a little more like make your team feel a little more like produced, I guess, a little less like, oh, these are just the 5 randos that I made,
Yeah.
Now you've got these hero characters, because each one of these factions he's talking about, there's 3 factions in the game that you can align yourself with, and each one of them like donates hero characters to you.
Yeah.
So you've got all these different heroes who do completely different things, have completely different goals and like methods working together, and like it kind of feels, I don't know, like it adds a nice character to the group, I feel like.
Yeah.
But
In addition to that, they've expanded how characters work so much in the War and Chosen. Now your characters, if your soldiers work together enough in the field, they can develop a bond between one another.
Oh, that's cool.
That imparts on them additional abilities they can use.
So it gives you it
do you
encourages
also-
you to use the same team.
Do you also
Yeah.
get a negative if one of them dies?
So that can happen. There can be negative effects applied to characters.
Are there can
So,
so
like,
you say
for example, I
relationships
had
can form? Can like rivalries form, and it's like not a good idea to pair 2 characters together?
I haven't experienced any rivalries yet. I don't think that's a thing. But there can be things like, for example, a soldier gets constricted by a viper and takes a bunch of damage.
That's the big snake thing, I think.
Yeah. They could develop a fear of vipers.
Yeah.
And if they if they're in a mission and there's a viper in there and they see it, it rolls a chance to where you could be the character could have a stat negated.
Yeah.
For a little bit until that enemy is killed.
Can you turn that off?
Which one?
Through mods.
What Chris is... That sounds like it might be a little annoying.
Oh, there's...
I don't know. I like it. It's kind of like that
what the-
whole Darkest Dungeon thing.
Yeah, no, it does.
No,
I
it's
can see it a
interesting.
little bit like Darkest Dungeon, yeah.
There's... My main problem with the game is that, number one, there's just absolute information overload with this game.
That's kind of the reason why I didn't play XCOM 2 to begin with, is because as much as I liked the first one, like, it's kind of, for someone who doesn't play these kinds of games very often, it's kind of overwhelming. There's a lot of shit to
there
keep
is a
track
lot
of.
going on.
And I can imagine
I
it only
think-
gets worse in XCOM 2.
I think that's just part of the fact that, like, we go into a lot of games nowadays expecting that it's a, like, we start the game, we play the game, and then we finish the game. And that's not what XCOM is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, there's, it's a challenge kind of thing where, like, any game could end with abject failure, and you're just learning for the next time,
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
But you'll go into this, and you'll have the Avatar project, which is the overall overarching
Progress of the game.
progress of the game thing. If
Yeah.
it fills up all the way, you lose.
Gotcha.
So you'll have to go on missions to lower the rate at which it rises. You'll also have covert ops you have to send your soldiers on, like the Exalt missions from Enemy Within, in which you have to you'll get stat bonuses or loot or things like that. But you're also trying to hunt down locations of the hidden headquarters of the Chosen.
Mm-hmm.
And so you gotta do that for like 3 times, unless you get like an alien data pad, which you could research and translate, and there's a chance that it will have a lead on the facility.
So is the ultimate goal of the DLC to actually track down those facilities and eliminate them, or?
Well, I think you can go through the game without dealing with the Chosen. Like,
That
you'll
seems
still
kind of strange for a DLC called War of the Chosen.
If you eliminate their facilities, do they no longer invade you in battle?
Like when you invade their facilities, because I tried to do that last night. I invade their facility, and what you have to do to go through it is that you sneak through the facility as much as you can, and you get sent to a remote map in which it's the Chosen's private resurrection chamber. And then you have to kill the Chosen, and then you have to wipe out their sarcophagus. It's like straight out of fucking Stargate.
Sure.
So you shoot the sarcophagus, but every turn is like 20% health regained, 20% health regained, while you're fighting other enemies and having to blow up this thing that has 50 fucking health.
Yep, hard pass.
So it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
But it's
especially when
worth
you have 4
doing
characters.
because those Chosen showing up over and over again gets real fucking dicey.
And the thing is about that is that they have the Chosen take on one of the 3 separate regions of the world. Like I mainly deal with the assassin. This was my first time dealing with the warlock.
Yeah.
And I think the other one's a sniper or something like that.
Interesting.
But when you deal with them, I mean, if you kill them, okay, that's good. You get ability points you can spend on your soldiers to upgrade them. Because the 2 new factions or 3 new factions, they have their own separate skill trees that you can level up as you see fit instead of doing a choice between 2 of them. But they also learn from your tactics, and so
The Chosen, do you mean?
The Chosen do.
Yeah.
Every single month that passes that they're still alive, they get more knowledge of XCOM, which gives them a better chance at spawning, but more importantly, they become stronger in battle.
Interesting.
They'll gain new abilities, and they potentially maybe even lose weaknesses.
So it kind of encourages you to track down the Chosen and eliminate them as quickly as possible.
I mean, if you can, but the thing is, you got to be
probably not very
prepared
easy.
for it.
Yeah.
I've got like 2 colonel characters and 2 captains that I sent on this mission to kill the Chosen, and holy fucking shit, I kind of rage quit last night because I was having such a hard fucking time.
Well, that's kind of XCOM in a nutshell. It's kind of a balancing act. So
I mean, yeah, I need to upgrade the Avenger more, but again, there is such an information overload of having to build facilities, having to deal with the Avatar project bar just rising very fast. It feels like this time around, having to deal with the Chosen, having retaliation missions. Like I feel like every month of the game of like XCOM 1, you maybe went on maybe 3 missions, maybe 4 per month. Now you're doing like 6.
Yeah.
And your soldiers will get tired, they'll get exhausted. You know, you'll have to build the infirmary facilities to make them heal faster and potentially remove negative traits that they've earned in battle.
yeah,
It's really fucking tough this time.
it's a lot of stuff going on.
But at the same time, it's really fucking good.
Yeah, that was the one thing. Even as frustrated as I frequently got playing XCOM, I was always having fun.
Yeah,
So,
like I mean, of
good
all
shit.
things about this game, in XCOM 1, there was kind of a path of what you're supposed to do specifically. Like you're supposed to go towards the alien base, but you have to deal with a couple missions in between that just randomly pop up. In this, you're having to make decisions about sending the Avenger to go get supplies, having to build up your facilities faster, having to...
it's more micromanagement.
It's a lot more micromanagement.
Yeah.
To an extent, I like that. There's more to do outside of combat. Than in
Yeah.
the original one, there wasn't that much you were doing. besides
Everything was in the
building your
interest of
base.
just getting to the next combat scenario.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot more going on outside of that this time.
Oh,
It seems
man,
cool, though.
it's-
I
it
definitely-
is. It's a little overwhelming, but the really cool thing about this game is the fucking mod support. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Like, when XCOM 2 launched, on PC, it was not running too well.
They were fine for me.
Well, I mean, if you had a good system, But I mean, even if you did, it was like
There were some weird things where it was like on loading screens, you had to like it wouldn't stop loading until you just like press the tab button.
Yeah,
and then
or-
it would be like, okay, you can start the mission now. Like
or-
really weird, just
or like
janky.
there'd be like pauses for like 10 seconds between actions.
Yeah.
Because something cinematic is supposed to happen, but it doesn't really happen. Well, I mean, like the modding support has fucking fixed a shit ton of these issues. Like there's a mod I've used called Stop Wasting My Time,
Yeah.
which will speed up loading times tremendously. And it
I think
will...
I remember getting that like a mod similar to that when I originally played XCOM 2 that sped up loading times.
Did anybody here play it on console?
I did not.
I mean, I played the first game on console.
Well, he said
Yeah, I
that
played
too.
it. I played the first one on console, and it was pretty good.
Well, I mean,
So, I was just
if it
wondering
plays
if it-
anything like the first one on console, then it's going
Yeah.
to work just fine.
I have faith that's probably pretty good on console.
Yeah,
Now,
it's...
although at this point, I think I actually have it on console. I picked that up in a sale once. I think. Anything else you want to add about XCOM?
Not really. I don't know
Gonna
if I'm
keep
gonna
playing it?
I don't know. This fucking chosen mission, like, I worked on it for like nearly 3 hours,
Wow.
and I couldn't handle it anymore. I just rage quit last night.
Are you using Chai Tai's 4PP roster?
No, I am not. I I got gifted this for my birthday last year by Mr. Green Toes. Thank you again. And so I kind of just wanted to play this on a whim the other day because I had nothing else I really wanted to play, even Metal Gear. But I mean, it's just...
Well,
I don't want to play this on the feed because I'm a fucking save scummer.
no, this is
I am the worst saver scummer in the world. I will reload like a shot like 12 times before I'm satisfied.
I'm the
with
kind
it.
of person who says that I'm not going to be a save scummer, and then like the moment something goes wrong, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna reload
nobody has to know.
Like, I'm going to wear out the F5 and F9 keys on my keyboard. Like,
That is one of the best things about playing a game like XCOM on PCs. It's so easy to reload.
Yeah,
It's so easy.
with
to
just
save
hotkeys?
scum.
Yeah.
nice.
F5 to save. Fucked up. F9.
Oh,
F9.
Hey, look, Revike's just subscribed 9 months in a row. Thank you, Revike.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, we have a couple
good
more games, just quick things to chime in. Crispy, I know you dived back into Overwatch a little bit with like a new character, Bridget, right?
It's actually Brigitte.
Are you serious?
Brigitte? Yeah, it's Swedish.
Man, shows what I know about Overwatch.
Brigitte?
How's that going?
Pretty cool. I mean, it was only a few days ago that I picked this up, so I've only probably played like 10 hours since then, but baguette. But I really, really like Brigitte. She is a nice character. She's the new support, and story-wise, she's supposed to be Reinhardt's squire, basically. So she has a shield very similar to his, but it's a lot smaller. But she also has like little like buffs and heals that she can do. So like she's got an R1 I'm playing on PS4, so that's why I'm using PS4 controller keys.
Lingo.
But she's got an ability where like she can throw out a heal pack that will heal people, and if they're already full and it heals them, it overheals them into armor, which is really cool. Because armor has a bit of damage reduction to it. She has this really cool like mace flail thing that she attacks with, that like while she's hitting enemies with it, she's also healing teammates around her, which is kind of a neat thing because
That's kind of cool.
She's a very upfront, like very
Is it like a
proactive
drain
support character.
Like as she's taking damage, she's funneling that damage into health.
No,
Or
as
is it-
she's dealing damage, she like anytime she deals damage, she heals within a radius around her.
Yeah.
It's like 5 or something like
That's
that.
kinda
It's
cool.
not very big, but it encourages. Yeah, she's also Torbjorn's daughter, so she's kind of like worked into the lore kind of well. Yeah, she's for a support character, she's very very like kind of flexible and proactive. They're still balancing her. I don't know what the difference between PC balancing and console balancing is at the moment. I know on the console she's locked out of competitive play, which is pretty typical for new characters. They usually don't let them go into the current competitive season until they've tweaked them and got them just right. But on free play, like shit, man. Every time I pick her, I'm like on fire and we're winning. Like,
Nice.
yeah, it's nuts. Like,
What's her ultimate?
so her ult is called Rally, and she basically like pops up this like banner that increases movement speed for everybody within like 20 feet of her, and actively just like gives them passive armor buffs.
Okay.
As she's standing. So like as far as like holding territory or pushing points, she is fucking awesome at it. Yeah, she's really cool, and she's got this whole like Techno Knight like cleric thing going on, very D&D, which is something I've noticed because the last new character,
Anna?
Moira.
No.
Anna was the first new character. They've done 6 of them now.
Holy
wow.
shit!
I
How
didn't
big is
realize
that
that.
roster
So
now?
they went from Anna. Brigitte was 27. So Anna, Doomfist, Sombra, Orisa, Moira, and now Brigitte. But Moira, who was the
think a
last
lot of
new
ladies.
character, is also a support character, and she's very like kind of wizardy. Like she looks like a wizard, and her whole thing is she's got 2 beams. She does like a heal beam on one hand, and she does a vampire damage beam on the other hand. And her ultimate is a double beam, basically just this really powerful single linear beam that if she hits an ally with it, it heals them. If she hits an enemy with it, it damages them. And she also does this. She does this thing where like she can throw out these orbs. She can throw out these different orbs that just bounce around kind of like randomly. And she'll do damage orbs that fucking suck life away from opponents, and she'll do heal orbs. But like they're really cool and they're really imaginative, and I kind of like these last batch of new heroes a little more than a lot of the other like original characters. And a lot of their updates, not just with adding the new characters, but also with like changing and balancing a lot of characters, have been focused on the support class a lot lately. And it seems like they've been trying to find a way to like give people support options that still keeps them like on the front line, like in the action, like having fun. So you're not just like, you know, the medic standing behind everybody just hitting them with a heal beam, you know, which is
you get
like,
to feel a little more involved,
right? Which is like what Mercy did. Well, Mercy still does that. They also.
They've nerfed her a bunch, I hear.
Yeah, Mercy's kind of rough right now, and they also completely changed her abilities. They changed a lot about her. So like her old ult used to be. This is old news. I'm sure there's a lot of people listening to this who know all of this because this has been around for a while. But
The old one was like a
this is for your
resurrection,
guys'
right?
benefit. But like her old ult was a resurrection. So like anybody that was around her that was dead, she would just bring them back to life. They completely changed that to something called Valkyrie mode, where now she just flies around. Like it makes it so that you're just like instantly flying, and you move a little quicker. And I think your attack speed goes up, and you do a little more.
But she
damage.
no longer brings people back to
But
life.
she does. But she has a resurrection as like a regular cooldown ability now.
Yeah.
So like it's a single resurrection, and it's got a really long cooldown. It's like 20 seconds or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it is. But she can only do one person at a time, and there's a slightly longer cast time on it. So she can still bring people back to life. But in the old days, a lot of times the meta would get into this weird place where it was like really just waiting for the Mercy to res the team. Like if the attacking team is trying to take a point and they all get wiped out and they've done
You don't want
enough
to spawn
damage,
back at the main area.
right? And if they've done enough damage to the defenders who are there, and then a Mercy comes along and reses them, there's like nothing the defenders can do because now they're fighting everybody again at full health, and they've already taken a bunch of damage. You know? So it was like she could just like completely smash a game alone with that.
But they've also been updating characters like Diva, right? Like she got a second ult.
Diva
right?
she didn't get a second ult. Diva got a second attack. So now she has this like missile barrage that she can fire while she's flying that gives her a little bit more mobility and damage dealing. I mean I love Diva, and I've never felt underpowered as her. I feel like now the new missile thing, like they kind of, I don't know exactly what they did, but I think they backed off on her main gun a little bit and then like gave her that extra missile boost for damage. It's kind of weird. I don't know. She
I hear
feels
it's like
different now.
Farrah's barrage in a way, but like not as powerful.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's not like ult power, but like it's got a relatively short cooldown too.
Keep in mind, I'm saying these things. I've never played a
Yeah,
minute
yeah.
Overwatch
Right,
before,
right.
so
But yeah, they've done a lot of changes. They buffed the hell out of Sombra. Now she's just like, Sombra is like the spy like character. She can turn invisible, she can teleport and shit like that. She used to be really cool, but she wasn't all that useful just because she didn't have any damage behind her. Now she's just like running roughshod over every tank in the game, because she'll just like appear behind people and just cut them down like nothing. It's nuts. But dude, yeah, I don't know. Brigitte, really into her. Moira, this is the first chance. Dude, I think she is. Like, I think once they get her into the competitive rotation, I'll be playing a lot more of her.
How big is that roster now that they have added?
27.
27.
Damn. And yeah, I don't know. They're probably going to start talking about Hero 28 at some point.
I remember the 9 characters from Team Fortress 2.
I know. It's really weird though that like they can keep adding They're up to 27 fucking characters.
Have they added more maps in addition to?
Yeah, they've added a couple new
Okay.
ones. So they added Junkertown, which is kind of like a Mad Max Australia map, which is kind of cool.
It's like Junkrat's
It fills
hometown,
into
right?
Junkrat and Roadhog's backstory.
Yeah.
And then they added a new map, which I really like, called Blizzard World. That's basically like a Disney World, but themed on Blizzard games.
Yeah.
So there's like a StarCraft area and a Diablo area. Like the final point of the map is like the Skeleton King's throne.
That's really cool. That sounds
that is
in New
interesting.
Tristram, and there's like a Warcraft area, and they've got all these like cool posters. Like there's a snack bar in the Warcraft area called Snacks Ramus, which I love. That's so great. But yeah, it's fucking dope. They added Nova and Sarah Kerrigan skins for Widowmaker now, which is all I've wanted since day one. They're adding a lot more like other Blizzard character skins into the game.
Nice.
But what I was saying was it's really cool that like they're able to add so many characters and yet still kind of like the game isn't completely broken.
It still feels fairly
people
balanced.
bitch and argue about balancing all the time, like, oh, you nerfed this guy, you buffed this guy, I can't play Reinhardt anymore because you did this to this character, you know, shit like that. But like honestly, these margins are pretty minuscule. Like the game as a whole still works. I mean, there's an entire like esports league based on it now. The
Like
fucking Overwatch league.
there was a time in which things like the fucking robot was just fucking monster.
Oh yeah,
in turret mode.
Bastion. I mean, and that was before they even had the idea of restricting regular matches to like one character, like one character per player. You know what I'm saying?
He's
so
dreaming.
like before, like when I was playing beta, the big thing was like you would get 2 or 3 people on Bastion and they would just like sit on the point and like murder everybody, and the game was broken and you couldn't do anything about it. You know, it's just like how much the game has changed and how well they're able to like integrate these completely new characters into the meta, and everything still kind of basically works.
Yeah.
Is really fucking neat. And
it's fucking
really
impressive.
exciting, you know?
I can't believe that how far that game has come. It's pretty nuts.
Dude, yeah.
It's
Now that this whole Overwatch League thing too, like it's stupid. Like it's crazy. They must be making so much money.
Oh, of course.
Ungodly amounts of
Oh
money.
my
Are you
God.
kidding me? Yes.
That's so stupid.
I mean half.
All right. I have one quick game, and I'm not even going to talk about it for very long. I just wanted to make sure I bring it up.
Okay.
I played the final DLC for Little Nightmares.
About time.
I have finished. I know. It came
was it?
out like last month, and then I forgot. Something else came out, and I forgot about it. And then I think I started drowning in Subnautica, so I didn't get around to
Literally.
playing. So I play just like all the other chapters. They're all it's about an hour and a half long, depending on how fast you move through it. But it wraps up the story of that side character, the kid. I think they just call him the kid. It is that chapter is probably one of my favorite chapters in the entire game. If you have not tried Little Nightmares or you haven't seen much of it, I implore you to try this game. It's so fucking cool. It's so fucking charming.
You implore
The music
me.
is so good. But what this particular
You implore.
I
me.
implore you.
I'm sorry, that was a Red Deadline. This is from
That is true.
from when John Marston goes
This is how
to
it's-
Fort Mercer.
Yeah.
You implore. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The one thing this DLC does that no other chapter in all of Little Nightmares does, there are actually enemies that you have to fight.
Oh, it added combat.
It
my
added
God.
combat. I mean, in kind of an obtuse way. It get that you pick up is it a piece of what is it? Is it a lantern or a mirror? Maybe it's just a flashlight. I don't remember what it is. It's a light source. You pick up a light source.
Fleshlight?
It's a flashlight that emits light when you turn it on. And
Well, does have light in the
fleshlight
nipple.
is a
thank
fake
you.
silicone vagina that some men use to masturbate with, Chris Davis.
Really?
Yes. I know you had a look that seemed inquisitive.
Does it light
They're
up?
actually made here in Austin. It's a locally made product.
it is.
Oh.
Support
So
local.
if you
Hey,
bought
local
one, you would be
business.
supporting
support local
economy.
businesses.
So it's okay. There's a moral reason to do it now.
we should go record something.
I use. Never mind. Let's let's
Can you
moving
try,
right along.
Can you try them on?
No. All right.
I mean, I got a size
Let me just
to
get this
fit.
out, guys. Let me just get this
You
out.
can watch them.
But you didn't answer my question. Do they light up?
If you pay enough money, I'm sure you can find one that
Why
lights
do
up.
you want one that lights up?
So you can see it in the dark.
like a real one.
No, it's like the guys at airports with the two lights. Yeah, so you
Those are
got-
little flashlights.
Yeah, they're
little known
flashlights.
fact: the guys in the tarmac at the airport, those are flashlights.
You guys saw that GIF a couple weeks ago. Those guys like taped one around an exhaust pipe on a
Yes.
truck. Right?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, Crispy. This is very important. You know that's a video. Have you heard it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not heard
Because it's not just a GIF. It sounds incredible.
It's
Yeah.
shocking.
Anyway, Nick,
Sorry.
Little
Real quick,
Nightmares. You get a
Little Nightmares,
flashlight.
you get a flashlight, and it's creepy as hell. So it takes if you. Did anybody here play Little Nightmares?
No.
No.
You're walking. You're in this like part of the ship, or yeah. So you're in a ship. You're the part of the ship that is where the main the lady that runs the ship lives,
Okay.
The captain.
and she's not. I don't know if she's the cat. She's this really
She's
creepy.
a lady who runs a ship, but you don't know if she's the captain.
It's all very.
to assume that she can't.
Yeah.
be
This is
the
a
I
captain.
mean,
nightmare
like,
world, man.
what
It's
the
a
hell?
nightmare
What are
world.
these weird
It's a nightmare world that a woman is the captain.
Oh, God damn it, you're twisting my words.
Fuck, man.
You're fucking killing me. She's this creepy kimono wearing lady, and she breaks all the mirrors, and she walks around in the dark, and she's fucking creepy. Okay? But she's like the leader of this like weird
And
fucking
she's a
nightmare
captain.
world, okay? Yes, she's the captain. Are you happy now, Crispy? She's the
am.
captain, okay? You're walking around the captain's quarters, and
She's the captain.
there's all these
now.
little like you keep seeing these like it's super dark, right? And you in the background you'll see like if you blink you'll miss it. You'll see like little kids running in the like behind things, but and you're like, what the fuck is that? But you can't really make it out because it's super dark. And then finally they attack you at one point,
Oh, wow.
and you get a flashlight, and it becomes like Alan Wake, where you're like you're like pointing the light at them to like make them like to explode, which is pretty cool. But then they start like throwing more at you, and it gets to the point where you're like running through these areas, and they're like coming at you from different angles. Like there's like 4 or 5 of them at once, and you're like having to spin around and like point your flashlight and like crowd control. Then,
So it's like Alan Wake?
yeah, it is like it is
Oh.
literally like Alan Wake, except you're not shooting them in the head at the same time.
Yeah.
It's kind of a really cool, interesting way to like layer in some combat, add a new mechanic super late in the game, and it ends on this is one of those situations where it's the game is short enough and it's unique enough. I definitely don't want to spoil like the story like or how it ends, but it wraps up in a really cool way that kind of feeds back into the base game. Definitely. That game from start to finish, whether you're playing the main game or the 3 extra DLC chapters, they're all fantastic. They have some really genuinely creepy moments, some awesome animation, and some good fucking music, man.
Yeah.
So the music in that game is so fucking good. And the fucking kimono bitch genuinely creeped the shit out of me. What?
Nothing.
The kimono bitch creeped the shit out of me in this chapter. You're like you're running through this dark room with these like full of mannequins, and it's like pitch black, and you can just kind of, and she's like floating around the room, right? But she's like darting in between the mannequins, and you can barely see shit. You just every once in a while you're like, what the fuck? And you'll just see her in the back and like, whoo, like move really quickly. Oh, it's so creepy. It's so good. Please, guys, someone play Little Nightmares. It's so fucking
It's
good.
on my list.
It's a short, quick. It's like 3 or 4 hours total for all of them, I think. If you move quickly. All right.
But that's 3 or 4 hours. That takes away from my division time.
God damn.
So I mean, what's the fucking point?
There you go. There you go, Chris Davis. Just lean into the skid. Just lean into the joke.
I have to own it.
That's
at this
how you-
point.
that's- yeah,
I'm
you-
fucked either way.
You absolutely have to own it. That's the only way this is going to work.
Do you
All
think they sell Division fleshlights? Butters thinks so.
By the way, that was adorable. Butters is sleeping on the floor, dreaming.
Yeah. Sometimes his feet will start running a little bit.
It's adorable. Dogs have dreams. It's so good. All right. We need to take a break. We come back. We'll go through a few news topics. We'll answer some questions from our supporters on Patreon. And, of course, we'll wrap up with the 4-Player Minute. If you're watching us live, don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this short break.
Show everyone.
That was a fun break. Now that I'm thoroughly hungry after arguing about food for like 30 minutes. By the way, if you don't watch the show live, you can catch conversations like that live. You probably won't get many of these kinds of things on the audio recording. So we just argued about fast food burgers and fries for like 30 minutes. That was great. And now I'm really fucking hungry.
Yeah, speaking of, when I went to lunch with coworkers today, as we were leaving, I held the door open for some lady who was going in.
Niraj. I'm just kidding.
And he was there. And she gave instead of saying like thank you or anything, she just like looked at me and gave me a thumbs up and then went in. And I was like, okay.
Well, that's unusual.
Way to go, bud.
Is that what passes for manners these days?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyways,
I don't know. I feel like that's more because like that takes some conscious thought to be like, hey, I recognize what you're doing. Thumbs up instead of just like the reflex response of thank you that has no thought in it.
I mean, she could have been deaf.
or that.
Then she could have said
How many people
Maybe
know
she doesn't know
thank
sign
you?
language.
me.
Nolan. Anyways, we've got video game news to talk about. Oh. Bullshit. I know that one. That's bullshit. It's very self-explanatory. Very easy to read that one.
Yeah.
Longhorns?
All right. Anyways, let's move on. We got some news topics to cover. I'm going to let Chris Davis, as he usually does, just pick one at random and we'll talk about it.
Great. Okay, here we go.
It's in your hand.
Yeah. How about we start with
Chris
this
Davis,
one?
how familiar were you with some of the other... just fuck it. Just click one.
We'll do it live.
Oh, shit. We got some game announcements. Oh, fuck. I forgot to pull up the list of the Nindies.
Well, pull it up now while we're at it.
I got
If you go to the doc, I have a link to
All
a
right.
list.
You should talk about the other game announcements on here.
I'm not familiar with this game announcement.
Well, this first one is actually from Night School Studios, the guys that did Oxenfree.
Yeah,
Is
it's
this
done in the same style actually.
I love
It's called
Oxenfree.
Afterparty.
Yeah.
The idea is that your two main characters, a guy and a girl, they die and go to hell,
Interesting.
and
The end.
and they're trying to escape from hell. So the guy, who is clearly not that bright, decides to challenge the devil to a drinking contest.
Interesting.
So you basically, evidently, drink yourself and all the other demons under the table as much as you can by going to nightclubs in hell.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, so I
trying
was
to defeat
wondering
Satan.
because when this was, I haven't watched the trailer yet
Yeah.
for this, but it was pitched as you try and drink the devil under the table. And I was like, so is the entire game just you sitting at a table across from the devil, just taking shots or something? Like, what is? But you're actually going around to
You're like
nightclubs and
partying
stuff.
all night and just trying to
That sounds cool. I don't want anyone to panic here, but the link is not working.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's in a
Let
it's in
panic
a
ensue.
parentheses and
I know, like it's not.
copy the text and then open it
Why would you put it in parentheses?
So much work.
because it was a single cell.
Damn it.
In the spreadsheet.
Do you want this? Just a list of the games?
Yeah, there we go. Crispy's got it. Cool.
Well,
Thank
that's
you.
I mean, we could.
Oh, yeah.
That is the same thing.
Anyways,
What else is
Afterparty.
there
The
to
Nindies
say?
is the next one. Afterparty looks pretty cool.
It actually really does. Yeah.
Does it have? Does it seem like it's gonna have the same kind of like style of music too?
I mean, granted, I didn't play Oxenfree,
Oh,
but the music sounds pretty good, and the dialogue and voiceover work is pretty good.
that was all. That's all representative of Oxenfree. I think. I
Yeah.
think that game had really
like
great.
at least from what I've seen of Oxenfree, it's the same dialogue system too.
Interesting.
Like same presentation and
So
everything.
this is another one of those situations where like this particular studio is kind of establishing itself with their like very specific style instead of doing something drastically different from one project to the next. But that's
mean-
okay because I really like the style and presentation of Oxenfree. I'll take more of that.
I mean, also Oxenfree was only like what 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was on my best of
2016.
2016 list. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, give them time.
Is it coming to the Switch?
I believe.
I would imagine
so.
it would be by default, considering
Everything
they.
is coming to the Switch.
That is true.
Galgun 2 is coming to the Switch.
Far Cry 5 isn't.
Well,
Boom.
give it time.
Ni no Kuni 2 isn't. Boom. Sea of Thieves.
A Way
isn't.
Out isn't.
Yeah, but like A Way Out and A Sea of Thieves are like Microsoft published, right?
Well, no, Way Out's. No, A Way Out is EA, isn't it?
Yeah.
EA.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought there was only Xbox and PC.
But it is for some reason only coming to PS4 and PC, right?
Yeah.
Or is it just PS4?
No,
I don't remember. Either way, reminder: we'll be playing the PS4 version tomorrow night on the stream, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Another announcement that happened, or that has not happened yet, supposedly is going to happen
Oh,
tomorrow.
the announcement actually hasn't happened.
Actually hasn't
This is
happened.
technically still a
But
rumor.
it's basically been confirmed by everybody else in the
Say
world.
the words, Chris Davis.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is getting a remaster.
So now they're just delving back and remastering the original.
But wait for it.
I know it's
It's only the single player,
that's
not the multiplayer.
That seems weird. What didn't they
seems
do
super
something weird like this with Call of Duty 4, the remaster?
So
for
they
that?
did a remaster Call of Duty 4, but it had multiplayer on it.
I guess that was just the weird thing about that one was like the way they were selling it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yeah,
remember
it was part of, like, you can get
It was a package with
like
one
the
of
first 3 months of the game's existence. It was a tie-in with like a collector's edition of Infinite Warfare.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember that.
That's
now.
the bullshit I'm
Bonus
remembering.
for like
Yeah.
the special edition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So now the remaster. I would certainly hope this remaster is going to be at a reasonable price point if they're only doing the single
Supposedly,
player. That's
maybe
only a
20
4-hour,
bucks.
5-hour campaign.
Hey, that campaign was pretty good.
That was a pretty good
it
campaign.
was. Yeah, the ending sucked, but I mean, other than that, I mean, the rest of the game was pretty good.
Wait, the ending?
Dude, I remember the knife thing was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, you throw the knife and you hit the general in the face,
Dude,
and then it just fucking ends.
That's one of the things where I was like, that. I love the campaign for Modern Warfare 2. That ending scene. I mean, that campaign may have like also. I don't remember much of the details. That may have like not made a lot of sense.
a
like-
shit ton of it didn't make sense.
But like the moment to moment stuff had me like jumping out of my seat. Like,
You were sold when you got to mow down innocent people at the airport, weren't you?
Hey, that Xbox right there,
that's gonna bring that shit back
that
up
Xbox
again.
360 right there,
Yep.
came with Modern Warfare 2.
Damn.
That's when I got that.
Did you buy it
You're
for
just
Modern
a-
Warfare 2?
No, it just happened to come with. That's when I got my Xbox in 2010. It came with
Hardcore
Modern Warfare 2.
COD fan.
But I mean,
so
if it doesnn't include the multiplayer, that probably means it doesn't come with the Spec Ops mode either.
The Spec.
So there'll be no co-op.
I love the Spec Ops co-op.
That was
mode in
fucking
Modern
great.
Warfare.
That
that
was my
was
favorite
really
part.
good. I played with a lot of community members.
Yeah, that was great. That actually, now that you mention it, like, I feel like, yeah. At first, I was kind of like, oh, okay, I'll take the single player for it alone. But like, man, I think the Spec Ops is like
Yeah, that was good.
that's gonna kind of suck if that's not in there.
Yeah,
So I guess we'll find out more specifics about that tomorrow when it's rumored to be
supposedly
announced.
it's supposed to be available for pre-order starting tomorrow.
Check in next week where we'll comment on
Probably
what
complain
actually
about it.
happened. All right, so let's jump into the Nindies thing next, then, since you have the list pulled up. So Nintendo held a mini Nintendo Direct, which is focused on indie titles, which they've been doing a lot recently. Focused on indie games coming to the Switch, and they announced, was it 14? I think 14 games, 14 indie games.
Yeah,
coming,
sure.
coming to Switch. All right, yeah, the list.
14. You want to hear them?
Hit us with those.
Let's
sweet
just fucking
James.
run through it. Messenger.
That actually looks really cool. That was the one. Is that the one where you're switching back and forth between, like, you start out in like an 8-bit graphic style, and then like you jump into like.
haven't seen it.
Oops, I'm sorry. You jump into like you do something in the game and it triggers like this like
Side scroll that lets players switch between
16-bit.
8-bit and 16-bit
Yeah.
look
It
as they
switches
travel. As they time travel through this adventure.
yeah.
Interesting.
That actually looks
Okay.
pretty cool. I might play that.
Nice. Okay, and then Garage.
I don't know.
Garage?
I don't Garage.
Do you like run an auto shop, or you like?
No,
Gara-
it looks like a horror.
Are you sure it's not Garage?
Garage. A garage. It's a car hold.
Okay.
They don't have the thing for it here. This list sucks. It just has the titles. But the logo... Oh, no, wait. Here it is.
Let's go for the ones we care about.
Gory game inspired by VHS-era B-movies. Launches first on the Nintendo Switch this spring. Top-down shooter.
Short on time.
Slaying
Okay.
the undead.
Next.
Okay. Luminous. which we
dude,
know.
Sure.
Luminous
Yeah.
Remastered. I'll take that.
As far as remasters go, there's also Mark of the Ninja remaster.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Mark of the Ninja was so fucking good. I would love to
pretty
replay
good
that
game.
game.
It was a really good game, but like, it came out just like what 3 years ago, 4
Oh
years
no,
ago.
that came
What?
out, that came out
No.
like 5 or 6 years
Yeah,
ago.
Really?
like 2012.
Still, that game looks so fucking good. Why does it need a remaster?
I
you can
mean,
still
I think
make
it's
it
more of
look
just it never came out on another platform
Yeah, it
other
was
than
just
Xbox
Xbox.
360. So I don't even think it came out on PC. Did it?
No, I think they might have released it something.
I think it came
somewhere
out on
else.
PC.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me wish that it was just Mark of the Ninja 2, but
Yeah.
I'll take a remaster of Mark of the Ninja.
They also got Just Shapes and Beats.
Sure.
That game actually came out.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been seeing that at
I've seen that at
PAXs
like
for
10
years.
PAXs. Yeah.
Yeah, for years. Lightfall
Okay.
coming out.
That's the one from Bishop Games. We played that at PAX. I played that first at PAX South.
Yep.
And that game looks like it's come a long way, and it looks like it's gonna be pretty cool. It looks kind of like a challenging platformer in the same vein as like Ori and the Blind Forest, maybe with kind of a different art style, but looks cool.
Pode or Pode? P-O-D-E?
Oh, this is the one where they kept saying it. And I was like, what? What do you say?
Pode?
Potty.
I don't know.
Let's go with Potty.
I didn't actually watch.
That's the weird looking one.
Yeah, it looks weird.
It's like a weird black and white art style. Next,
Banner Saga 3.
Banner Saga 3, and they confirmed Banner Saga 1 and 2 will be coming to Switch as well later. And I've never played any of the Banner Sagas, but I've kind of been interested in them.
Oh, they're pretty cool.
I mean, Brad did review the first one.
He did.
They're pretty cool.
He's been a champion of the Banner Saga for a while. So.
Reigns, Kings and Queens.
I don't recall that one.
Sounds like a tactics game.
What else?
Look up the thing for it.
If no one remembers it, it's obviously
Take
not
control
that
of your
great.
kingdom by swiping left and right on various requests from the people of your
It's like
kingdom.
Tinder.
It's the Tinder for Kingdoms.
Kingdom Tender.
Yeah, and there's like local co-op and shit. Fantasy Strike.
Don't remember that one either.
Yep.
Next.
What else?
It's not the strike game I want.
In a world where martial arts and magic mix together, players will use Fantasy Strike's simplified controls to pull off special moves and combos in local and online brawls.
Okay.
Whatever. Pool Panic. Pool. It's
It's like that scene from Caddyshack.
Like swimming pool. Or pool, like playing
everything is a game of pool and Pool Panic, published by Adult Swim Games. 100 level. Oh wow. So it's like, yeah, you're like playing pool, but like in like cities and jungles and shit.
As one does.
As one does. Bomb Chicken.
Bomb Chicken.
See, I came into the middle of this Nindies Direct like halfway through it, and I missed
Absurd
like all
action platformer that has you unsurprisingly playing as a bomb-laying chicken. Use your bombs to defeat enemies and solve puzzles. Duh.
I like playing as chickens.
Okay.
West of Loathing. This is like the black and white stick figure western.
Mm-hmm.
Wild West themed goofy RPG filled with plenty of puzzles, puns, and turn-based combat. And what does this say? Bad North?
Bad North.
Is that a game? Bad North? What?
Yeah, that's one of the games.
Weird.
Hang on. Let me find it. Yeah, Bad North. Defend strongholds in this rogue-lite real-time strategy game. Players get their Viking battles on. Yeah, looks like that.
Next.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's it?
That's all.
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys weren't keen on it.
Yeah, I hear
No,
it was pretty.
It seemed like kind of a low key.
Lackluster.
Like it didn't. There wasn't a whole lot that like the things that got my attention the most were the remasters of Lumines and Mark of the Ninja, and maybe a couple other ones like the Messenger. I think looked pretty cool, but I think it's really cool that they're doing these indie focused Nintendo Directs. Yeah, Nintendo Directs in general are pretty.
Even if we don't really
cool.
give a shit about any of the games they announce.
Exactly.
It
All
can't
right.
all be winners.
Moving on to the next news topic. There's two
Or
more.
any of them, really.
Oh, I was texting with Bob earlier today. He's at GDC.
Yeah.
And Guacamelee 2 is playable up there.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
exciting. That game's. I don't think that game's even confirmed to come out this year. I could be wrong. What else we got? Oh, so
This is a big one.
Yes, CD Projekt Red has started to talk more about Cyberpunk 2077. I think the bigger piece of news here, because this game is still a ways off, but the big thing here is they opened up a new studio. Do you remember where the studio
Wolpaw or something like that?
sounds right?
Chest.
They opened a new studio. I think it's their third studio that's supposed to be helping them work on Cyberpunk 2077, which is exciting. They're starting to amp up talk about the game. And I think it's been confirmed that the game will be there in some
They
capacity.
are revealing it at E3.
At E3. So that's exciting. Very very excited for that.
They've said that according to everything, this is regarding a DualShockers interview.
Yeah.
They've said your main protagonist is a custom creator, so you're creating your own character.
Okay.
They have not rolled out multiplayer. They're still working on that. But I think
they did confirm that it's not going to launch with multiplayer.
Yeah, it's not going to launch with multiplayer. They're looking to do some. I mean, they're hiring for like a combat designer right now. They confirmed that the single player is obviously going to be expansive.
Yep.
They're kind of hyping it up.
The one thing I took away from this was because I've always been kind of worried about, is this going to be one of those like really big experimental type games that's not really what I like. I think when I think of CD Projekt Red, like I now associated that obviously with The Witcher 3.
Obviously,
I want, at the very least, I want to make sure that the game is that for me. But like, and I was getting kind of worried this was going to be some kind of like weird experimental multiplayer game when it finally came out, but it seems they've kind of confirmed that yes, this will be an expansive story-based single-player game that may have multiplayer eventually post-launch.
Well, I guess one of the interesting things that they were talked about was that they're designing the game in mind with next-gen hardware being forward compatible.
Yeah, so they're trying to they're
trying to future-proof their
yeah
game.
they're
trying to make it to where their original release is also the remaster.
Yeah. Wait.
One disc.
Just with a massive day one patch.
I hope not. But probably so.
That's what life is now, Nick. Everything has a day one patch.
Not everything. Not everything.
99%.
Not everything.
I don't think you know how numbers work. 99% is definitely not accurate.
Certainly
But
feels
yeah,
like it.
Cyberpunk 2077, we're going to find out more about that game at E3. I'm very excited. It's been a couple years since I've
Witcher
been to
3
it,
was
since I've been to a
2013.
CD Projekt Red meeting room at E3, and those are always really great. I'm looking forward to that again.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll find out more about that. And the last bit of news this week, what was the last one? Ubisoft. Ubisoft has fended off Vivendi. You know, Vivendi has been trying to swallow up Ubisoft for quite a while now.
Yep.
They've reached a deal, and Vivendi is out. Do you know most of the specifics on this?
So the Guillemot brothers who own Ubisoft have been fighting for years about this. And they basically got to the point, I think like last year or the year before, they were basically deciding that they were going to burn down the company before Vivendi actually gets their damn dirty ape paws on it.
Yeah.
So they reached an agreement with them. Vivendi is going to sell all their stock back to Ubisoft.
Ape paws? Apes don't have paws. They have
dirty
hands.
Can't paws off me, you damn
This
dirty
is
apes. I
spec-
think
this
was the
is-
line.
You're getting bogged down in the specifics,
Stinking paws
Nolan.
off me, you damn dirty
It
apes.
says hands. doesn't it?
Whatever. They don't have thumbs.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
That's the whole point of primates, is they have opposable thumbs.
Do you know how
Whatever.
animals work?
I haven't seen the Planet of the Apes movies in a while. Anyway,
That's where you get all your information.
yeah, that's where I don't go to the zoo.
Everything I learned
What
about
is wrong
animals,
with you?
Everything I learned about apes, I learned from Planet of the Apes.
I'm like-
all I know is that
I'm like
Woody
Jim Carrey and the
Harrelson
Cable
hates
Guy,
apes,
except
and
with
that's good
movies.
enough for me.
All right.
I learned the facts of life on the facts of life.
There you go.
Oh my god.
What was I talking about?
Vivendi.
No, they've reached a deal. $4 billion of their shares, $4 billion of their shares is going to be bought in partnership with Tencent, which is the Chinese publisher massive thing that's kind of starting to get really scary in how big it is and how much control it is. And the other $3 billion is going to be bought, and this is interesting, by the Ontario Teachers Public Equities Union.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's weird.
they're gonna put that. They're gonna use that, and that's gonna help fund like the pensions for about 300,000 public employees. So that's like kind of blows my mind, because the last time I think the government got really involved with a development company was like 38 Studios with the Kingdom of Amalur.
Oh, Kingdom of Amalur, that shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that
I remember
was-
that shit.
like Rhode Island.
was that?
got
Oh, was
fucked.
it Rhode Island? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remember that shit. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they've fended off Vivendi. Is kind of the 10,000 foot view of this is that Vivendi is no longer going to be taking over Ubisoft. So Ubisoft more or less will continue as
Their own thing.
yeah, continue
Except
doing
with
their thing.
significant Tencent influence.
Yes,
Potentially.
Yeah, that about does it for news. It's not a whole lot else to talk about there. So why don't we go ahead and jump straight into
Questions from
our supporters on Patreon. Where did that come from?
Hey, it's time for the community, everybody. This is part of the show. We talk to the community. Everyone we love out there. You love us. We love you. It's a big love fest. Let's get into the fact that there have been no new patrons.
What?
Yeah, that's a sad day, but it happens sometimes. But we are grateful for the patrons that we do have. So grateful, in fact, that we are going to allow them to ask us any questions they want. Anything.
$1
for
pledge
$1
per month.
Well, yeah, and
You can ask
the
us
patrons
anything
can.
you want.
So first question this week comes from Zero Skies. If you could choose to be super talented at something, but you couldn't make money off of it, what would it be?
Sex.
I feel like that's 1/3 of the answers there.
No.
Yeah, what do you mean by can't make money off it? Like direct income for performance of said talent?
Yeah. You cannot trade services. Like you can't
Streaming.
do this thing.
Make me a good streamer. How about that?
But you couldn't make money. Oh.
Like if I'm streaming, I can't make money, but
Dude, if
I've
you
got
were a
supporters
good
on
streamer,
Patreon.
though, and you were playing the right game. I mean, there was a fucking dude who makes like $500,000 a month off of Fortnite. Like, come on. The money's there,
Yeah.
Chris Davis. No, you want to be like really good at like reading. You want to be able to like read really fast.
I'm good at reading.
But what? There would
not
never
that
be a
good.
scenario. Well, I guess there would probably be
You're
some
not that good. Imagine being able to just like blast through a novel in like 30 seconds.
Oh, like that? No, I don't want to do
I
that.
don't think that's physically
I would.
possible.
That would be awesome.
I don't want to do that because I can't take the time to enjoy the
He
book.
wants to sit
No,
down
but the
and
whole
bask
point
in
is
it.
that like your reading speed and your cognition would be at a pace
Well,
where
I don't think this is a
your
superpower.
comfortable pace would be 30 seconds.
But this isn't like a
don't want
superpower. This is kind of like more of a
What-
realistic
how
question.
does he say it?
If you could choose to be super talented at something.
Super talented?
Yes, as in
Like super... Like Superman is super strong?
Superman is super made up.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're taking any skill to like a super level, that's like you're approaching best in the world.
I don't know. There's that girl who can balance on her hands and flip over and shoot an arrow with her feet. That's pretty super.
How many people
But-
can do that?
It's how many people can read a novel in 30 seconds?
I don't know. Not that many.
There
If
are-
you could do it, that would be pretty super.
The answer is 0.
If you were the only person in the world who could do it, that would be super.
It would also be physically impossible.
Guys,
You don't know that?
you're not even talking about the question anymore.
Typing. Something I use a lot, but I'm not good at.
for your job.
I don't
But-
make money off my typing.
I mean, it just I'm thinking about what you do for a living, and I'm like,
I don't
don't
make
you
money
write
off
code?
I don't make money off typing though.
But I
you
mean, you
type
have to
the
build
code.
code, right?
Yeah, but a lot of that's done up here, not
And then you have to
Here.
put it out on the computer
correct.
by typing it,
Yeah,
and you get paid to do that.
that's debatable.
Okay, so if you
Look over here, Nolan, here
if you
finding
removed-
loopholes.
if you removed all of the like coding from your job,
Voice to text.
what would you
There, I'll do
say
that.
you do here?
he's a people person. Damn it!
I also would like to really see how you voice to text code. Like
I could do it.
But there's no good like fucking voice to text software out there.
I could type so fast I could write it.
That's still typing.
oh my goodness.
That's super typing.
Yeah, I'm super talented.
Yeah, and you can't make money doing that.
Next
You're
question.
gonna have to go build chairs or something.
Next question.
Typing? Matt Farrakhan.
with
The
not
scenario, FF Tactics.
Can't use.
Oh, so there's a scenario. Final Fantasy Tactics has been rebooted as a loot box oriented FPS. What?
He's posing a scenario.
As Brad's heart gives out, and Malia too, I guess, he sends little Henry off in a basket with some underappreciated classics and shirts with a big S on it that stands for Simons. The question:
Shouldn't it be B for Belmont?
Who is trusted enough to raise the littlest Belmont with good taste in video games and values, I suppose?
So who's
Chris
gonna be
Davis is already
non-podcast?
not an answer.
Wait, what? Whoa! First off, fuck you. Second off, doesn't he have to have? Doesn't he have like a? Has he picked out like a godparent for Henry?
No, well, I mean, it's not one of
it's
us.
not gonna be us.
It's not one of us.
It's probably Manti.
We weren't invited
So is it-
to the wedding or the birth.
That is true.
So, is that a thing? People get invited to births?
I don't know.
I mean,
I've
you
never
can-
been invited
You can invited to be in the
Why
waiting
does
room.
nobody ever invite me to their
to the
birth?
birth of their child.
I wanted to be in the room.
Well, Nick, when you eventually have your child, you are obligated to invite us.
Nick's
That's
having
not
a child?
happening.
Why not?
That's not
Fucking
how this,
hypocrite.
That's not how this works.
Son of a bitch.
My question is, or I guess, so is the question, which one of us
Yes.
is the most responsible person to raise a child?
With good taste in video games.
Oh, I'm not on there. Count me out.
Me neither.
We all have terrible taste in video games.
I don't know.
I will take this burden.
You will raise this
I
child.
will raise the child.
I'm
as
going to go
my
ahead
own.
and... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give that one to Nolan.
Well, he's a homeowner. He's married. Doesn't have any kids already.
He has a dog.
Has stable income, which might or might not rely on him typing.
Plays very good video games.
Yeah.
And
I
Senran
like how
Kagura.
he plays very good. But he spent like 20 minutes talking about Senran Kagura, Peach Beach Splash. On
Hey,
this
you know
episode.
what? I'm sure little Henry would love that game.
But the
Yeah,
thing
in the
is-
next 10
He'd
years.
probably get really hungry, though.
But there's no stipulation in his post there that you have to play what Brad would want him to play. Like, you're not obligated to play Final Fantasy Tactics or a classic Castlevania or
Chris
things
Davis,
like that.
making little Henry
The
play The Division is like child abuse.
the assumption
I did not make that!
the assumption
That's
of
what
this
you would
post is that Brad has perfect taste in video games, and all of us are inferior to that. But which one
All right,
of us
we got a lot more
is
questions.
closest to Brad's superior
Let's
taste?
move on.
I'm gonna give it to
Naluffy
Nolan.
asks, "What is the worst video game you've played in the past 5 years and why?"
Past 5 years?
That's always a tough question because
Oh, man,
often what
that
will happen
XCOM
is I'll start playing a game and it sucks
you
so
say
bad
XCOM?
I immediately turn it off.
That XCOM third-person shooter.
Oh, the Bureau.
The Bureau was pretty bad.
Oh, I got it. Anomaly opening night.
Oh.
Worst game I played in 5 years, Carlos.
Shit.
Oh,
Carlos. Carlos.
He just heard that from afar and he wasn't even listening to the podcast.
Bad Rats?
Bad Wait, you actually played it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It got gifted to me like 12 times. I had to play it.
yeah.
No, you didn't.
I think it got gifted to me about 12 times, and I've never touched
It was 50 cents when you got it.
Not even worth it.
Oh, Big Wazoo in chat says Naughty Bear.
It's probably not that bad.
No, I would say maybe not in the past 5 years. If you stretch it like another year or two, I'd say Duke Nukem Forever.
Not
That
a
was
bad
just bad.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Andrew Townsend asks, Tack here?
What?
Oh, Tack here, reporting live from Alabama. Guess he goes by Tack.
Does he have the power of Juju?
So,
Maybe Tack is his name.
I've
in
heard
chat.
how Nick loves the FTL soundtrack, even though he hasn't played the game itself.
I do.
Do the rest of you guys have any favorite tunes from games or movies that you've never played or watched? I personally have never played much Killer Instinct, but Mick Gordon's tracks from the game's OST are phenomenal.
Oh, they fucking are.
To answer your question, yes, Dust Force. I have played all of 5 minutes of that game. I've probably listened to the soundtrack for probably at least 500 hours. I fucking love that soundtrack.
I did buy
500
the
hours,
soundtrack for Hollow
I
Knight
would not be
before I
surprised.
actually. Like, I bought the soundtrack for Hollow Knight, even though I only played like 5 or 6 hours of it, and I hadn't heard most of the music in it, but I was like, I'd heard enough to know that the soundtrack is going to be phenomenal, so I bought it.
No Man's Sky?
No, I did play No Man's Sky.
I never played No Man's Sky, but I've listened to that soundtrack quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really into the Westworld soundtrack before I ever watched it.
Cool. All right, moving on. Wendy asks, Wendigo,
He's already gone to bed.
I finally got around to playing Bayonetta a couple of weeks back, and I'm absolutely loving how ridiculous it is.
It is ridiculous.
However, If the end game end of chapter score/trophy system is anything to go by, I suck at it. Guess he's been getting a lot of stones. Have there been any games that you thoroughly enjoy despite being awful at it, whether by the game's judgment or other people?
XCOM. Enemy Unknown. Like I said, I played that game probably like 5 times, and the world ended. Or I lost the war 5 times. Was not very good at it. I might be better at it now, but when I first played it, I was just not good at it at all. But I loved it. I fucking loved it.
I mean, I don't think there's any games I'm bad at. So.
God damn you piece of shit.
And Shy's never died in a video game, so he's never had that problem. Oh, that's a tough one.
I tend to enjoy first-person shooters a lot. Like Green Goddamn in chat said, like when I'm playing like multiplayer. Like I played a lot of Call of Duty multiplayer for a while and some Battlefield multiplayer. And despite the fact that I was not very good at it, I still enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think competitive shooters just have such a huge ceiling on skill.
Oh, no, they definitely do.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not good at Overwatch.
So the problem
but
is...
I love Overwatch.
Like, Crispy, you like Overwatch, so you'll play it. But you also play other games.
Sure.
But then there are people who want to play Overwatch who just play Overwatch. And they play it for like 50 hours a week every week. And they get so fucking good at it that when you go on there and play it, you're like, why the fuck am I playing this?
It's true. My roommate Campbell bought Overwatch the same time I did, like launch week, and he has probably played 10 times more of that game than I have. Like my 60 hours versus his like 600.
I agree with you. Multiplayer games a lot of the time, with people who just get super OP at it. That does. All right, next question from Wingless. What is the longest amount of time you've each gone without sleep? I'm not counting Chris Davis, who is always on and directly connected to Skynet. Stay spicy, y'all.
What?
What?
Chris Davis is connected to Skynet?
I mean, I don't know.
For me, it's
I've got a couple days.
I think I've gone over 48 hours.
There's a point like 36 hours in that you can't go to sleep.
I'm trying to remember. There was one recently, like not super recently, but like in the last year, and I can't remember. Oh, well, no. Well, this might not be the longest I've ever gone, but when we did that horror marathon for Halloween the other night, and we did 24 hours, I was, for all intents and purposes, awake for... I was having a really hard time keeping my eyes open because I was the last one to stream.
Yeah.
Me and Crispy were up there playing Fatal Frame at like 5, like from 5:15 to 6 a.m. in the morning, and I was like one eye half open, like nodding off, like having a really hard time focusing. Because we had been locked in the house for 24 hours, and no light.
Brad wouldn't let us leave.
And then, but the moment that thing ended,
I had to sneak out,
and I walked out the door, and it was like 6 a.m. and the sun was out, and like the moment the sunlight hit me, I was like, boom, second wind. Didn't go to bed for the rest of the day, and didn't probably go to bed until like 1 a.m. the next night. So that was probably 36 hours. Or something like that.
I've probably gone 36 to 48, somewhere around in there. I don't think I've gone more than that. There's definitely some times in college we had like 24-hour LAN parties and shit that I probably stayed up a lot for.
When I went to China, which was like a 16-hour flight, I don't remember whether... one of those legs back, I was, I'm not very good at sleeping on planes, so I didn't sleep on the plane. And then when I landed the day... when we flew to China... was up for like 16, 17 hours on the flight. We land, and when we landed, it was like 9 a.m. in the morning there, and I had shit going on all day, and didn't probably go to bed until after midnight there. So yeah, that was a pretty long one as well.
Critta, you should not do this.
Yeah, I agree.
You need regular sleep, especially with what you do for your
48-hour
job.
marathons. Holy shit!
Well, she's like a big rig truck driver.
I know, and I've heard
popping caffeine.
I've heard horror
stories.
stories about truck drivers who fall asleep at the wheel because they're driving for so fucking long.
bangs.
Don't do that to yourself.
Probably certain Critta just stays awake by drawing lewd things.
While driving?
Yeah, it helps her stay awake.
Yeah.
She drew me a platypus in a bikini once.
Awesome. Public service announcement, guys. Sleep is very important. Everyone should sleep.
unless you're a
I don't
robot.
think I've ever gotten past 36 hours.
All right, moving on. Next question from Zerby from Washington in the States. Wait, from Washington, the state. Sorry. So the north one, not the middle one.
By the way, when you do stay up for 48 hours or 36 hours and then you finally do lay down to go to bed, whoo, that feels so good.
It can feel good.
Hey, y'all. Spelled correctly. I've chosen myself not to go see the new Tomb Raider movie. On top of the typical video game based movies not being good, usually my issue also goes to how it's being handled. Sure. Should movies try to be more like how Riddick was, creating a game that fits the lore but told its own story? Yes, I know this is reversed, but I think it counts. Or should they continue to be terrible retellings directly connected to an actual game's story? P.S. In my opinion, the old Tomb Raider movies were pretty decent, and because they told their own story, they could have fit in the video games instead of being what the new one is. Plus, the old Laura was actually badass.
Okay.
The older Laura.
I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about the fact that I saw Tomb Raider, which I completely forgot to mention at the start of the show. Saw Tomb Raider last week.
Evidently, since you didn't bring it at the beginning, you didn't have a good impression of it.
No, I did. I actually
did.
As far as video game based movies go, I think that's one of the better ones.
Yeah, but
I mean, sure, if you're gonna split hairs here, yes, it's a video game based movie. It has the baggage that goes along with it. You know, it's not gonna win Oscars or anything, but like the acting was better than like 98% of the video game movies that I've seen. I completely disagree with him on this. I think the Tomb Raider movies with Angelina Jolie were pretty terrible.
The first one's all right. The second one's terrible.
Before, because I went to the draft house and before the movie show, they were showing clips from the original movies, and I was like, God damn, these are bad.
Like, the Cradle of Life is like Master Pancake worthy.
Daniel
Yeah,
Craig
they
was
haven't
in
gotten
one of
around
those.
Was it?
man,
Yeah.
you know,
Wow.
Yes. He was in the one with the time.
I think River,
The first one.
River in
The
chat
first
brings
one,
up the first Resident Evil movie. I think the first Resident Evil movie
That's
was
a good,
decent.
That's a good example. The original Resident Evil movie is actually a pretty decent movie.
how long's it been since you've seen it?
I said it's a decent movie. I didn't say it was a great movie.
I really, really like the
I
first
don't
Resident
I-
Evil movie.
It has
I
issues.
remember catching it like a couple years ago and thinking it was like having seen it once a long time ago and really liking it, and watching it a few years ago and being like, oh wow. No,
I mean,
it's
it was
bad.
it was 2003.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I think as far as Tomb Raider goes and as far as Lara Croft goes, maybe just watch the new Jumanji instead.
That'd be
Jumanji
Ruby
is
Roundhouse
great.
is probably a better Lara Croft than
No, she is.
Lara
The problem
Croft,
is
yeah.
Jumanji isn't
I will
based
say
off
this.
a
But
game. But
yeah, but that's fine. But you know what? What? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Alicia Vikander did a pretty good job as the new Lara Croft. This is clearly based off of the rebooted Tomb Raider,
2013.
and she's quite good.
I think.
Quite good.
Okay, so you were talking about those old Tomb Raider movies being bad, and that's fair, and they are, and
And I hope they burn
they're
in
just
hell.
they're just not. Yeah, they're not good movies, but the idea behind them. The substantive idea behind how they structured those movies is way better than what they are trying to do now with both, I would say, the Tomb Raider games and the Tomb Raider movie. In that they're taking a character like Lara Croft and they're trying to give her this, like, important hero's journey type story, and I just don't think it works. I think they should stick to their inspiration and they should treat Lara Croft like Indiana Jones. Like, we don't spend time with Indiana Jones learning about his backstory or like what motivates him
You'll
or
get,
like
like,
him
small
going on some
glimpses,
sort of
but yeah.
cathartic adventure. It's Indiana Jones going into fucking tombs and stealing treasure and like getting into rollicking
I think
fucking
that's-
rip snorting adventure. Like, that's what you should be doing with Lara Croft, and that's what you should be doing with Lara Croft movies.
I think that's a fair assessment. I think it's maybe a bit much that they've somehow stretched her origin story into 3 games.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate what they did with at the very least the original Tomb Raider reboot. At this point, I think 3 games deep into it, at this point, it should be like we're playing an experienced Lara Croft, like you said, like an Indiana Jones type character who's confident and experience.
Roland Hung has asked a question in chat, and I don't understand the question. He says, "Is the Witcher series and Life is Strange series going to be the first live-action video game series?" What does that mean?
I don't follow that question. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is he talking about they're making?
I mean,
TV
Netflix
shows
is making a
based
Witcher
on
show.
that?
They're making a Witcher show on
There's
Netflix.
already been Witcher movies though with live action.
Yeah, but maybe this is
But like
Yeah, but
prior
he's
to
saying
CD
live
Projekt
action
Red.
video. Live action video game series like TV.
like they're making it a
series.
TV series. I didn't know they were doing anything with Life is
Which
Strange.
It might.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Um,
I would say this: the problem is that video games are designed to be more than 3 hours long, and they're supposed to have, and they have that content and story and character development and plot development that lengthens these games to 30 plus hours or whatever.
yeah, of course.
So a movie format, if you're going to do a movie format, you don't tell that that whole same story. You don't cut out all those pages. You take those characters and you put them in a scenario that respects the character and respects the environment they act in.
Well,
Like, you could make a good Gears of War movie if you don't make it about the plot of Gears of War.
Sure. I also think though that like when it comes to video games with extended plots like that, though, there is a fair amount of baggage and extra weight that can just be cut out.
the one
you
thing
don't need 30 hours to tell the Gears of
you
War
don't.
story. You really don't.
I mean,
But if you
like-
really want to respect the original story and the work that was created by these developers, I think the good middle format is limited TV series, like 5-6 episodes.
But you can't. But that's different, Chris David. That costs so much more than a movie. And the fact is, it's
but
also
it's
harder
starting
to
to happen now. The Castlevania
Yeah.
is an animated
that's not
series,
necessarily true.
Yeah,
It depends.
I mean, a lot of you're talking about like these 10 episode like premium channel TV series. Like their season budget is about as big as big action blockbuster movies.
yeah.
Like they're, I mean, that's why each individual episode doesn't have the same production quality as like a giant blockbuster, but the whole series as a whole is shot like a 10-hour movie.
Yeah.
With about the same budget.
And
I guess.
the one thing that the Tomb Raider movie kind of showed me, and this is going to sound like it's kind of criticizing the game, which I'm not really meaning it to, but like the movie does kind of tell the same story as the rebooted. Not the exact same, but it pulls a lot of the same characters and like she's
Set on the island, you got the Japanese.
but like the stuff
Yeah.
that happens leading up to it is different, but it deals with the same stuff. But it kind of showed me just how kind of thin the story they actually told in
no,
that
it
first
was.
one was. Because they managed to condense that down into a 2-hour movie, and I think they kind of covered everything.
All right, we got more questions. We got to move on.
Yeah.
Mr. Green Toast, what is the least amount of money it would take for you to shave just one eyebrow off?
The least amount of money?
Yeah.
Oh God,
It's easily starting in a 3-digit number.
3 digits? I was gonna say
So
4.
you're saying over $100 is what you're saying.
At least over 100.
And here's the thing: is it saying we can't shave both? Because I'd rather shave both than just shave one, and just have them grow back the same.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to walk around with one eyebrow.
Why not? You got paid to do it.
But I'd rather just get paid to like even it out and then walk around with none.
Well, Nick, it's not like this one's gonna grow longer as this one's growing. Your
But, like,
eyebrows pretty much hit a length and they stop growing.
I think having one would be far more distracting than having none.
just
Yeah,
pencil it in.
that Roland has a great question. Now I want this answered. How long does it take for?
I don't know. I've
My
never shaved an
assumption-
eyebrow off.
My assumption would honestly be probably a month.
I think it would be more than that. Honestly,
I think
Why?
within a month you would have enough there that you could see it again.
Think about how fast your facial hair grows.
yeah, but your eyebrows grow to a certain length and they don't really
Chris
grow
Davis,
past it.
so does your facial hair. So does your arm hair. So every
well,
bit
not
of
facial hair.
Tell that's my arm
yes.
hair.
Dude, even your head, the hair on your head, Chris Davis, will only grow to a certain length, and then it will stop. It's pretty fucking long.
Well, it's different for everybody too.
Yeah, and everyone has a different length. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm fairly certain that it would grow back faster than you think.
I would shave off both eyebrows for a couple grand, maybe.
The whole point of shaving off one is that it's less desirable than shaving off both.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
just subverting the whole point of
As soon as you shave the second one,
First
you
of
lose that money.
Second of all, yeah, how long do you have to go with one eyebrow? You could shave it, have it for a day, make your money, and then shave the other one the next day.
Apparently, Mr.
Or just,
Grinto
like,
says it takes
draw
about
on.
56 days for eyebrows.
Holy-
So 2 months.
That sounds right.
That's very.
But I mean, honestly,
that's strangely specific.
but you
Mr.
would think
Grintos.
after 1 month it would be
He has
it would be
experience.
like enough that it would, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it wouldn't matter so much.
Yeah. I'd do it for $1,000.
So all right, who here's going to do an experiment?
Who here's gonna pony up the cash?
If somebody was going to pay me $500, I would do it. Right now.
There you go, patrons, get on that.
$500. Anybody?
We're gonna make that
Any takers?
let's make that a Patreon goal. Someone will shave their eyebrow.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, I've got to walk away with $500 in cash.
Yeah,
Okay.
after tax, before tax.
After tax. I'm
Or
not
I'm
telling the government about my shaving eyebrow money.
All right, next question, SMG Sterling. From the only state worse than Florida, Alabama, home of tack, apparently.
I don't know. You got Mississippi.
Mississippi.
We had a
is-
bit of a discussion in
Probably
Discord the other day
technically
about
worse.
mayonnaise. Let's settle it once and for all. Which
Oh.
is better, mayo
Whatever is not mayonnaise is better.
or Miracle Whip?
Oh, they're both awful.
What are you putting it on?
I don't. First of all, I don't. What's the difference? To
There's
me,
no-
they're both the same.
First of all,
Miracle Whip is
nobody
not
knows,
mayonnaise.
Nobody knows what Miracle Whip is.
Exactly.
Second of all,
Miracle
mayonnaise-
Whip is, I can't believe it's not mayonnaise.
Exactly.
Second of all, maybe I'm just ignorant here. What the fuck is mayonnaise?
Eggs and oil.
Yeah, it's just
Disgusting.
an emulsion of egg whites and, like,
Couple different
Oil.
things, like in oil,
Ugh.
vegetable oil.
Yeah, vegetable oil.
it's an emulsion, Nick.
I don't know. They're both awful. I never put them on anything.
I would say mayo's better.
Mayo's
Nick, there's
I
a
don't
dip I
really
need to
care
make
for either, but
that you might enjoy. You like garlic.
I do like garlic.
It's primarily garlic, sour cream, and mayo, sour cream, and some garlic mixtures of seasonings and stuff.
you like Raisin Canes?
And it's fucking delicious.
Or almost all fry sauces are a combination of
Almost,
ketchup
an
and mayo.
aioli, yeah.
It's an aioli, yes. An aioli is eggs, oil, and something. Yeah, usually something like that. So yeah, technically mayo is an
Raisin
aioli.
Canes,
But
cane sauce is
most-
mayonnaise.
most special sauces, Nick, you think of something like McDonald's special sauce. Most of those are
of them are
mayonnaise
mayonnaise.
based.
Yeah.
Y'all are ruining my life.
Good.
No,
I'm
we're
glad.
Broadening your horizons.
I don't like tuna sandwiches. I don't like tuna unless
You don't
it's
like
sushi.
tuna sandwiches?
Unless it's sushi, I don't really like tuna.
What about a nice egg salad sandwich?
No. No.
Mayo is used in tons of dressings and dip.
Yeah. All right. Final
But
question
I mean,
for
at
the
least
evening.
you can get a tuna salad sandwich that's made from mustard or something like that.
Gross.
That is a thing.
Yeah,
You're
tuna.
a monster.
I didn't say it was good. I just said it was a thing.
You also can get tuna sandwiches made with shit. I didn't say it's good. It's just a thing.
Is that
Well,
really,
that's
that's
not a
not
thing.
really a
That's
thing?
not a
though.
thing.
Just so we're clear.
Just because you put shit on some tuna in your bathroom doesn't mean it's a thing.
Final
Next
question
question.
from Shadow Step. Not a big question, but what happened to Nolan's harmonica a couple of podcasts ago for the community? By the way, I'm from Utah and recently moved to Louisiana a couple months ago.
Ooh, dog.
Poor man.
What happened to
There
your
Here's a
harmonica?
handy. What happened to it?
Sometimes it's over there.
Sometimes
And
it's
I can't
across
reach
the
it.
room.
Sometimes I just
You
lose
haven't
track
taught
of it.
Butters
Butters
to
likes
fetch
the
yet.
harmonica.
Butters needs to learn how
Butters,
to
do you
fetch.
like that?
Yeah, it does.
You guys' attention.
Oh, he's looking. I can't tell if
just-
that,
he's
that
he's
look is
not
like I like that
motivated.
noise or like
Blankly
bitch I'm trying to sleep.
He's really into it though. I can
Oh
tell.
Jesus.
And
Okay.
now he will destroy everything you own because you made him listen to that.
Okay, let's
That's
wrap
all the
the
questions
show.
from our patrons. Thank
You guys for the questions. Of course, if you're interested in supporting us financially, you can do that on patreon.com/4player. $1 per month pledge is all it takes to be able to ask us questions on every show. You also get 24-hour early access to every episode of the podcast without ads. So head on over to patreon.com/4player if you want to find out more about that. And now, let's wrap up the show with the 4-player minute, as we always do. Crispy,
I've got it. Hang on, let me pull it up.
care to start
I
us
actually
off?
did it this week before the show.
Impressive. We're going to say our hype, sweat, thank you, and fuck you of the week.
Okay, my hype this week is for Far Cry 5.
Nice.
Because cool.
Nice.
Because cool.
Because
right?
cool.
My sweat is for Sea of Thieves. And I say this not because I really like the idea of Sea of Thieves. I really like these. I mean, I don't know. I like the idea. I like the sort of intent behind it, and I feel like if it's not, it's going to be like a No Man's Sky kind of thing, where if it's not just like fucking AAA polished game product copyright out of the box, people are going to give up on it and deride it and call it shit and throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yep.
Just like they did with No Man's Sky, which, I mean, hey, No Man's Sky got good. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like the initial reaction has so much weight that we could be depriving ourselves of something that actually might be really, really fun down the road just because it wasn't instantly gratifying,
Sure.
Which sucks, but whatever. My thank you for this week is going to be to Blizzard for Brigitte. I really like her. She's a cool character, both designed conceptually and mechanically. Really fucking dope. Having a lot of fun with her. And then I don't have a fuck you this week because I'm not very angry this week. I don't have anything to be mad about. So instead, I'm going to do a secondary hype for Deadpool 2.
Dude, that looks so good.
Because it looks really good.
That it does. Thank you, Crispy.
Cool. My 4-player minute starts now. My hype is also for Far Cry 5. I'm very excited about that game. I almost actually booted up Blood Dragon the other day because I never played it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never did.
That was cool.
But I ended up not doing it. My hype is for Ni no Kuni 2. I enjoyed Wrath of the White Witch very much. I'm excited for the changes they put into this one. So looking forward to that. My hype is for A Way Out. Especially my couch co-op cast with Nick tomorrow of
Hell
that.
Yes.
Pretty excited for it. And my fuck you goes to EA and the Oscars. Fuck EA and fuck the Oscars.
Man, fuck the Oscars.
Yeah, fuck those things.
Okay.
Chris Davis.
My first hype this week also goes to Far Cry 5. I'm really hoping we see some kind of really good Pagan Min style villain.
Shut up, Nick. Don't get too excited. It could still suck.
Yeah, it could still suck. I mean, Far Cry.
I'm sorry.
eventually has to
I'm
the
sorry.
wall.
You were just getting a little enthusiastic there, and I hate to see
God
that.
forbid.
I hate to see that.
We don't want another. We don't want another No Man's Sky.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping for like a Pagan Min style villain that puts an interesting spin on the protagonist and what you do. My second hype goes to Pacific Rim Uprising, or whatever it's called, the subtitle. I don't know.
Whatever that movie I'm
Whatever
excited
it
for
is.
is called.
Yeah, Pacific
Why are
Rim.
you more excited for Pacific Rim over Isle of Dogs?
Because I
wrong
like
with you?
giant monsters and robots
I
that
have
fight them.
I have been informed that probably won't be seeing Isle of Dogs in theaters with Robin because she is
does
sick
not
and
like
tired
dogs?
of she is sick and tired of seeing the trailer everywhere we go for that. Like every time we've seen the trailer for that movie,
It has been
10,
overhyped.
15
I thought she
times.
walks out of the movies during trailers.
Yeah.
Only ones that she's like super hyped for.
So why does she keep watching one over and over again when she clearly has the ability to just walk out?
That is entirely a problem of her own creation.
Yeah.
My sweat this week goes to XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. I think it's a good game. I think it's much more complicated than any other XCOM experience I've had to date. And I don't know if I have the gumption to actually stick with it and actually beat it. Because it's just fucking hard and complicated. And my fuck you this week goes to Activision because fuck you. You're going to announce Modern Warfare 2 Remastered tomorrow. It's not going to have multiplayer. It's not going to have Spec Ops probably.
What if it does? You're gonna feel real bad about this.
Like, if it does, fucking great. And if it's $20, even fucking better. But I'm like, I have no trust in this company at all. Like, I still have not forgiven them for what they did to all their fucking developers back in 2008. Just culling all of them and just putting so many titles either canceled or in fucking limbo.
Yep.
So, you know what? Fuck them. You know what? And Black Ops 4 also, the way you fucking spell that logo. Fuck you.
Just by the way, Chris Davis, Isle of Dogs on Rotten Tomatoes right now has a
It's like-
93%.
I expected
Fairly
96.
good.
I'm disappointed.
Pacific Rim sitting at a nice 45.
Okay. That's fine.
45, really?
I'll deal with it.
Oh, that sucks.
It's not
That does,
super great.
that does
Damn it.
suck, but I still want to watch it.
I was hoping it would be better than the first one.
I agreed.
I
I was hoping it would be good.
I don't get many giant monster movies.
I know.
Hey, whatever. Don't worry about the reviews.
I'm,
If you're
I'm
excited to
sad
see it, go
with
see
you,
it.
Chris Davis.
Yeah.
See
I'm
what
sad
you
with
see what
you.
you want. Don't worry about it.
And I've really enjoyed some movies that were like 8%.
No,
Everybody has.
I'm not saying just because it has a bad percentage means you won't enjoy
tomato
it.
score is like should not be a thing. Like,
I just like to
shouldn't
know.
be something you really like consider. You should read.
I mean, really, all it's
Yeah.
indicating is that 45% of the people who reviewed it liked it. So if you
Or
you could just as
something.
easily.
We don't really know exactly.
Well, the
how the
critics
market
that
works.
reviewed it.
Correct.
So
Doesn't matter. Just go see it.
I usually just using that to determine which movie I see first.
Sure.
That's what I go by.
Sure.
All right. My hype is, well, I would say Far Cry 5, but I said it last week and y'all all said it, so I'm gonna go with God of War. It went gold yesterday or today, and there's been some preview footage out there and hands-on from the first like 2 hours of the game or something, and it's all overwhelmingly positive. Everyone seems to say that game is going to be incredible. So I am starting to get very, very excited for it.
there was a thread on Reset Era the other day complaining about the coverage because they pull a Naughty Dog with the characters where they have to climb up a cliff. Let's throw the kid up on the cliff and have him throw something down so you can climb on top of it to get the cliff.
So that's like a thing people complain
I
about.
don't think
now?
Yes.
Naughty Dog originated that, but
It feels like they've owned it.
But
I
like,
guess.
okay, it works. So why not do it? My sweat goes to Hollow Knight. I'm about 35 hours into Hollow Knight now, and I just don't have a sense for how far I am in that game or how much or what I need. Like I don't ever really know what I need to do next. I'm kind of wandering aimlessly. I'm still really fucking enjoying that game, but I just got to the Mantis Lords today.
Nice.
And I tried fighting them twice and got fucking destroyed both times.
It's a tough battle.
So I don't know how that's going to pan out.
Well, you got to get good scrub.
But I don't know. I was hoping to have this game finished before tomorrow, but that's obviously not going to happen. And now I'm probably going to have to put down Hollow Knight until I finish Far Cry 5 and Ni no Kuni 2. And then when I come back to it, it's going to be, a struggle just getting back into it. My fuck you goes to Hanging Blinds. Fuck that. Shit is awful. Hanging Blinds. I got all new windows in my house this past weekend. Got blinds for them. Hung them. It sucks.
Is your house or much cooler now?
It's kind of hard to gauge with this weather. I haven't had my AC on at all since that happened, but they look great. But blinds are the worst.
I hope your bills are a lot
If anyone out there is looking forward to owning a home, it's not great because blinds suck. And I don't have let's go pick another hype. I am excited for A Way Out tomorrow, but I'll go with Sea of Thieves. I'm gonna try and play that on Sunday, and I'm more looking forward to just the experience of maybe playing it with people, playing it with community members.
I'm sure that's the best way to do it.
I don't know how much traction the game's going to get with me. I don't see it necessarily being a game that I play for like 50 hours. I could be wrong, but I am really looking forward to trying it out. So
I mean, it's a multiplayer experience game. You don't want to
No,
play
I
single
know.
player.
I know I'm going to play it with people. I'm just saying there's been some talk about like how much content there actually is in the game.
There is no end game to this game.
I know.
There is no story.
I know. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got. That's our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back next week. Of course, we'll be talking a lot about all kinds of new games next week. A Way Out, Sea of Thieves, Far Cry 5, Ni no Kuni 2, just to name a few. And I'm sure there will be plenty of other stuff to talk about between now and then as well. So join us tomorrow night if you're watching us live. Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Nolan and I will be playing A Way Out on the feed together. Sunday will be Sea of Thieves. You can join me for that.
Brad's going to be Saturday night.
Brad's going to be on Saturday night this week because we switched some stuff around for the A Way Out stream. And I think Brad will be back in the not too distant future. So, and you might start seeing him more, I think, in April. I I can't 100% confirm that, but I'm pretty sure it's happening.
Give another 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, it'll probably be another month before he's like on the show full time again, but you'll probably start seeing him more often starting in April. So anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. 4playernetwork.com is the website. You can watch us stream games every single night at 4pp.tv. And yeah. Oh, join our Discord. I didn't mention that at all this episode. If you're part of the community and you have not joined our Discord, we'd love to have you in there. It's free, and it's easily the best way to kind of keep in touch with everybody and chat with us and chat with the community. It's discord.gg/4player is where you can find it. Yep. And that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next Thursday night for another episode. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Bye.